Uh, 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 what's happening? What's happening? How's everybody doing tonight, man? How was everyone doing tonight? How is everyone doing tonight? What it do? What it done did? What it do and what it done did? We in the building tonight, man. Got a great show lined up for you guys. We've been having straight documentaries lately, man. The last 5 or 6 shows have been documentaries, man. Educational episodes, man. I've learned so much in the last week, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I've learned so much doing the show, man. Because even when I'm doing the show, man, I don't know every fucking thing, man. Let me tell you something, man. I do not know everything. When I do the show, I learn so much. That is absolutely amazing, man. Press one. Yeah, those last 5 shows were. If you haven't been watching, man, you got a chance, man. Make sure you check out the last 5 episodes of the show, man. Yeah, man. Contrary to common belief, man, I don't know everything, man. When I click on these videos, man, I be learning just as much as the next person. When I click on these videos, man, I be learning just as much as the next person. Now, have I seen probably more videos than anybody up here? Yeah, probably so. But when I click on the videos, man, I'm learning as much as the next person, man. I don't know everything. Sometimes I think I know what I'm about to learn, and then the video starts and I learn something completely different that I had no idea I was going to learn. Yeah, man. Whew. Yeah, man. I need some time to cut the last couple of videos up, man, so I can break it down. Nah, these ain't peanuts, man. This is Asian trail mix, man. Asian trail mix, man. Tiger trail Tiger trail mix. Shout out to the Tiger trail mix, man. Who said our communities were at odds, man? Our communities are seeing eye to eye. No pun intended, man. Um, yeah, man. Asian trail mix, man. Straight from Aldi's, man. Make sure you support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. I had to go get my car, get a new filter, oil filter today, and it was an Aldi's across the street, man, from the shop. So I just walked over there, man. Got me some. I didn't know what I was gonna get when I went in there, but I went in there. I seen that say Asian trail mix, man. No, I love them Asians, man. Yeah, man. Good old Asian trail mix, man. Yeah, man. Um, we got a great show for you guys tonight, man. Mm, I did not know this, man. This is very interesting, man. Happy Ethiopian New Year's, guys. Their calendars, and they misspelled they, bad punctuation, but their calendars behind, maybe it is, maybe it's right. Their calendar is, yeah, no, that might be right. Their calendars behind most countries. So they have now entered the year 2017. So Ethiopia just entered 2017, man. I know they always said Africa was backwards. Maybe that's why Africa's lagging behind, man, the rest of the world. Maybe it has nothing to do with DNA, man. Maybe it's just that daggone calendar, man. So there's a new social media site started by a brother, man. Rubler, man. Everybody download the Rubler app, man.
I feel safe and sound on solid ground. Bullets may fly around, but I lay down.
Bullets may fly around. Jesus Christ.
I feel safe and sound on solid ground. Bullets may fly around, but I lay down. I feel safe and sound on solid ground.
Man, salute to this Haitian woman, man. See, man, Haitian people doing great things, man. I don't think she eats cats. I don't know, man. Hope not, but looks good to me, man. Haitian woman making waves opened new salon celebrating Afrocentric beauty and creating jobs for local black women. Okay. Damn Tether.
Black owned business of the day. So this right here is a black owned shop in Peachtree, Georgia. They allow you to make your own perfume, candles, body oils, and more. And it's all natural. Now, due to the location, they actually don't get that much traffic, but they have a beautiful store. They've been in business for 7 years. All of their products are natural. You can either buy your own or you can customize your own. Like I said, perfume, body oil, all of that. So if you're in Georgia, if you're in the Peachtree area, make sure you go check them out and support this business. Also, I am Rick Loma. I am the owner of Success is Us. It's a positive media platform for the Black community. You know, we share entrepreneurs, we share award winners, just people doing great things in the community, you feel me? And it's all positive. So give us a follow on here on TikTok, on Instagram, Success is Us. And yeah, check out our platform.
I was already psyched to see the piano lesson because, I mean, look at this cast. Beautiful cast, fire cast. But then I found out that the entire Washington family are a part of it. And I said, sign me up. We are in for a treat. Do we get in lines for movies anymore? I don't know, because I'm getting in line. Okay, so if you didn't know, Denzel Washington has the rights to August Wilson plays, to adapt them, produce them, direct them by the Wilson estate. So he's already done Fences, which he directed and starred in. Then he did Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which George C. Wolfe directed. Now, his son, Malcolm Washington, is making his directorial debut with The Piano Lesson. Who's starring in The Piano Lesson? John David Washington. He will be reprising his role from the Broadway show. And Pauletta Washington said it over the weekend at Telluride Film Festival to Deadline. And she was talking about like how proud she is about her kids being part of this project. Olivia Washington, she will be starring in it as the younger version to her mother's character, Mama Olo. So they're both starring in it in the same role, which I think is kind of cool. And then you have Katia Washington, who will be executive producing this project. I just think it's super dope, okay? Producer, director, actor, executive producer. I mean, from the cast.
Y'all might think I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I think this is a direct shot at Caitlin Clark, man. How they gonna make a black woman the Miss Iowa all of a sudden? That's a shot at Caitlin Clark, man. She taking salvos from everywhere, man. Salute to Pamela Henderson coming through once again, man. This is crazy, man. Just can't let Caitlin Clark just live, man. Y'all can't let Caitlin live, man. Gotta try to sisters just chasing her around, man. What about the sisters? What about them? You know, Iowa ain't just one girl in Iowa. There's other women in Iowa. That laid the groundwork for Caitlin Clark to come in and just be the biggest female to come out of Iowa. This is the Angel Reese of beauty pageants, man. Wow, man. What a coincidence, man. I'll take Caitlin, man. I'll take Caitlin, man. I'll take Caitlin. Give me Caitlin, man. She all right. This girl's all right, though. Don't get me wrong. This girl she ain't bad looking chick, but give me Caitlin, man. Yeah, she's gorgeous, but can she pull up from 28 feet? Can she thread the needle from 60 feet away on a bounce pass? I ain't think so. But it is odd that all of a sudden, this is the first black woman to win Miss Iowa in 70 years. Wow. 70 years, man. You can support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Don't be afraid, man. And I don't want to hear that dope about I got no money, man. I watched them other shows. Y'all got some damn money. Shout out to what's her name? What's this chick's name? Mackenzie Ariana Carey. Mackenzie Ariana Carey. Okay, that don't sound like no tether name. At least she ain't no tether. Look at the white girl she beat out. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, she should have won. Yeah, the sister should have won this one, man. Sister should have won this one, man. I gotta admit, yeah, she won fair and square. Salute to her, man. This ain't no D. Don't type DEI. This ain't no DEI. She won this one fair and square, man. She deserved this one, man. This was a earn. She earned that one, man. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to this sister for winning, rightfully winning this beauty pageant, man. Salute to her, man.
Stopping by Terrence Osborne's art gallery was one of the highlights of my weekend. His art is New Orleans. It's vibrant, it's chaotic. There's some magical realism. There's characters bigger than life. It's endearing, it's poignant, it's joyful. I could go on and on. He works hard to make his gallery inviting rather than sterile and stuffy as the archetype of galleries often are. I also love talking about the unnoticed aspects of his art. How some of the beauty marks on the women are in the exact location of his daughter's beauty marks. How the eyes on some of his paintings are actually his wife's eyes. I truly loved getting the backstory behind the second line going across the Blue Bridge over Bayou St. John. How many of his original pieces are the same size as plywood that he could buy at Home Depot that were a lot cheaper than the canvases that he couldn't afford in college. Terrence is at his gallery twice a week, so go check it out. He's there on Thursdays and Fridays for 2 hours, so I hope you get a chance to talk with him as I did. Stopping.
Well, that brother got a job.
But when I first painted her, she wasn't as edgy as she is. So, I walked by the painting a ton of times, and finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to add some tattoos to her. I'm going to give her some tribal lines right here. Give her this flower. I made her hair longer, gave me these stripes on here. So, I switched her up, and then I was happy with it. And these two beauty marks right here are exactly where my daughters are. So, okay, so this is what she looked like before, right? So you see the stripes weren't there, right? I added a few things, and then that's the difference right there, right? And see, she looks a little more edgy compared to that. But when I first painted her,
so basically he turned this woman into sexy red, man. He changed her from Mackenzie Ariana Carey, Miss Iowa. He turned her from Miss Iowa to sexy red. Good job, brother.
this is a piece that I did for a lovely couple, the Mancheskis. They have 2 kids, and they wanted me to paint their 4 previous homes. They're a proud family, and so I've added the history and legacy of their family and notes all along the side of the piece. They're a sweet couple.
That's wonderful, man. White folks spend money, man. Yo, that's awesome, man. This brother's talented, man. This a talented brother, man. This a talented brother, man. Them white folks, shout out to the Macheskis, man. Spending money with a brother, man. I bet them white folk didn't bargain or nothing. They ain't try to bargain for a better price. They probably just said whatever the price he said it was, they was like, all right, cool, man. I know it's good dealing with people like that, brother. You ain't got to bargain. You just tell them the price and they pay it, man. Shout out to Successful, man. Success is us. Oops. Man. What a day, man. We got a great show for you guys today, man. Wow. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Whoa. I've been waiting for this moment all of my life. That's crazy that dude's singing about getting divorced from his wife. That's so crazy, man. That's a song about getting divorced. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Whoa. I've been waiting for this moment for all of my life. Whoa. Man. Oh, man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's start off with let's see what's going on, what's new.
Tonight, a Missouri man on death row is running out of time and down to his last option.
The state's high court denied an appeal which would have saved Marcellus Williams' life. And here, just within the last few minutes, Williams' attorneys made a new filing asking the U.S. Supreme Court to stay his execution. Williams has been on death row for more than 2 decades after being convicted of a former Post-Dispatch reporter's death, Felicia Gale. But the case has been
They only want to kill him because he killed the white girl, man. If he killed the black girl, they wouldn't try to kill him, man. Look how evil and racist the justice system is. This dude been alive, living and shit for over 2 decades, man, since he killed this white girl. All her family members probably dead, man. And he's still alive, man. Think about if you this girl, man, and you looking down from heaven. You like, okay. The day he got sentenced, you like, yeah, man, he got sentenced to death, man. Woohoo! Now, 25 years later, he's still alive. And people white liberals is trying to save him from actually getting killed when he should have been killed 25 years ago.
Tonight, a Missouri man on death row is running out of time and down to his last option.
The state's high court denied an appeal which would have saved Marcellus Williams' life. And here, just within the last few minutes, Williams' attorneys made a new filing asking the U.S. Supreme Court to stay his execution. Williams has been on death row for more than 2 decades after being convicted of a former Post-Dispatch reporter's death, Felicia Gale. But the case has been going back and forth through the courts with questions about DNA evidence and the jury selection process.
Now our Justin Andrews joins us with the latest as the clock ticks down for Williams. Justin?
Absolutely, Corey. We have just learned attorneys for Marcellus Williams filed a petition to stay his execution and consider the county prosecutor's claim of constitution error during the trial for the 98 murder of Felicia Gale, as we are now less than 20 hours from when Williams is set to be executed.
That is unacceptable.
Monday, Jonathan Potts, the attorney for Marcellus Williams, threw Hail Marys to the federal and state Supreme Courts. Williams' attorney says the prosecutor who handled the 2001 conviction and contaminated the murder weapon violated the Constitution by excluding a juror on racial bias.
He said he struck a juror in part because he was a young black man with glasses.
They pulled the race card, man. Shocking, man. I guess the last 24 hours, man, they was like, man, we got to throw anything at the wall, man. They went and pulled the race card.
Constitution by excluding a juror on racial bias.
He said he struck a juror in part because he was a young black man with glasses.
Not only is that a mischaracterization, you can't even draw an inference from this record that was race-based.
The Missouri Supreme Court was not convinced, nor was Governor Parson. After a legal tug of war between the St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office, which wants to spare Williams, and the state's attorney's office, the state's highest court decided to deny his appeal.
Every process always comes back to where it all began, and he was issued a death sentence many years ago, and our job is to execute that when the time comes.
After the court's ruling, Parson issued a statement saying, in part, capital punishment cases are some of the hardest issues we have to address in the governor's office. It goes on to say, I follow the law and trust the integrity of our judicial system.
This is state-sponsored murder.
Monday, people took the streets in Clayton in a last-ditch effort.
By people, they mean white women. Press 1. By people, they mean white women took to the streets to try to save this ape who killed the white woman 20-something years ago and been 25 years ago and been living. Yeah, that dude been living all this time, man. He won. That governor gonna be called racist too. He might not win the next election just off of this.
The integrity of our judicial system.
This is state-sponsored murder.
Monday, people took the streets in Clayton in a last-ditch effort to save Williams' life. Although the U.S. Supreme Court hasn't filed a response to those requests as of late Monday, Williams' attorneys are holding on to hope. All right, so we got this statement from Wesley Bell writing, quote, as the St. Louis County prosecutor, our office has questions about Mr. Williams' guilt, but also about the integrity of his conviction. For those reasons, we will continue to do everything in our power to save his life.
So the new black prosecutor, man, wants to save the nigga's life, man. Shocking, man. I'm shocked, man. No way, man. No way the new black DA wants to save this nigga life, man. He didn't do nothing, man. He's just a victim of being a black guy, man.
All right, so we got this statement from Wesley Bell writing, quote, as the St. Louis County prosecutor, our office has questions about Mr. Williams' guilt, but also about the integrity of his conviction. For those reasons, we will continue to do everything in our power to save his life. Tomorrow's execution will be the third in Missouri this year and the 100th since the state resumed executions back in 19.
Wait a second, man. Somebody check that dude's cell, man. Hey, man, governor, man, send somebody down to the jail to check his cell, man. You slick little, you a slick motherfucker, man.
1989, Corey.
Justin, thank you.
Developing tonight, in less than 20 hours, Missouri death row inmate Marcellus Williams is set to die by lethal injection. It comes after the state Supreme Court ruled this evening that the execution should move forward. Brent Solomon is in the newsroom with what will happen from here.
Hey there, Mike. Tonight, the group Missourians to Abolish the Death Penalty tells me it will deliver more than 1 million signatures to the state capitol tomorrow. It's a last-ditch effort.
They got 1 million people to sign up to save this Negro's life, man. Unbelievable. And I bet the majority of them white. Let's see if we can get some people to take the $5 challenge. Let's get like 20 people to take the $5 challenge right now, man, to support the show, man. Let's get 20 people to take the $5 challenge to sponsor the show, man. The show needs a sponsorship, man. Who gonna sponsor the show, man? Every night we gotta ask for some people to sponsor the show, man. Anybody who's gonna sponsor the show, man? Y'all should want to sponsor the show out of what you get. And there ain't no, I guarantee you ain't nobody covering this story. I guarantee you ain't none of them niggas covering this story, man. This fool that killed this white girl, lived for 25 years, man. And now his judgment day is coming. And trust me, I know he's scared as a motherfucker. And he is in an unenviable situation. There's nothing that about his situation that is funny at all. Don't get me wrong. But he's lived for 25 years since he killed that white girl. And this is supposed to be a racist country. Under no circumstances should he have lived 25 years after being sentenced to death for killing a white girl in a racist country. An inherently racist country. I'm talking about racist to the bones, according to these people.
Court ruled this evening that the execution should move forward. Brent Solomon is in the newsroom with what will happen from here.
Hey there, Mike. Tonight,
salute to LRS, Big Larry in the building.
Tonight, the group Missourians to Abolish the Death Penalty tells me it will deliver more than 1 million signatures to the state capitol tomorrow. It's a last-ditch effort to halt the execution, despite today's ruling from the state's high court.
Please be seated.
In Jeff City Monday, a hearing before the Missouri Supreme Court to stop Marcellus Williams' execution 1 day before it's set to happen.
And basically, Mr. Williams is going to be killed because the government mishandled this evidence.
Michelle M.L. Smith was at that hearing and listened as the state's high court ruled against staying the...
So the high court got a sister on there. You know she voted in favor of the brother. Damn. You got 3 white women and a sister and only 3 white men. Y'all should have been able to do this, man. All you needed was the 3 white women and the one sister to vote for the guy who murdered the white girl. This sister right here, she's doing great work, man. This is what the community needs, sister. Everybody give this sister a round of applause, man. She's doing great work. Her community, this is very important work in her community, man. This is what the wokesters call doing the work, man. This sister is doing the work, man. Making a difference, man. Making a difference in her community, man.
Is going to be killed because the government mishandled this evidence.
Michelle M.L. Smith was at that hearing and listened as the state's high court ruled against staying the execution. Prior to that ruling, Williams' attorneys insisted there were errors in jury selection for the 1998 stabbing death of newspaper reporter Felicia Gale. They also pointed to what we've heard before, reports of the murder weapon being mishandled.
And the main person who would say the government did wrong and would know is Prosecutor Bell. That's his office today. And he looked back at what his office did, and he said, yes, my office messed up.
After the ruling, St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell saying this: even for those who disagree on the death penalty, when there is a shadow of a doubt of any defendant's guilt, the irreversible punishment of execution should not be an option. He goes on to say his office has questions about Williams' guilt and about the integrity of the conviction. Governor Parson denying Williams' request for clemency, saying Monday capital punishment cases are some of the hardest issues the governor's office has to address. He said, quote, when it comes down to it, I follow the law. And
Hot Black say, man, he gutted that woman 16 times with a butcher's knife. Wow. Why'd he do it? I'm interested in why he did it. Was it random? Why'd you do it, son, man? Why'd you kill the white girl?
Williams' guilt and about the integrity of the conviction. Governor Parson denying Williams' request for clemency, saying Monday capital punishment cases are some of the hardest.
Well, here's the thing. You said it was a burglary. She was a reporter, man. So she was a journalist. So it's a hell of a chance she was woke. Like the odds of her being woke were probably 98% chance that she was woke, being a reporter for a news reporter. Still sad though. Still sad.
On to say his office has questions about Williams' guilt and about the integrity of the conviction. Governor Parson denying Williams' request for clemency, saying Monday capital punishment cases are some of the hardest issues the governor's office has to address. He said, quote, "When it comes down to it, I follow the law and trust the integrity of our judicial system."
I've heard Governor Parson also say that he stands with victims' families and he does what the victims' families want. The victims' family doesn't want this.
The governor says Williams exhausted due process, saying no jury or court have found merit in his claims for innocence. Tomorrow, Williams supporters will gather in several cities, including at the state capitol. They're hoping the U.S. Supreme Court will step in.
Come on, Ketanji.
We have breaking news.
Come on, Ketanji, man. We need you, man. Ketanji, man. Step up, man.
Welcome to this edition of Rattling Bars. I'm your host, Mansa Moose. In this country, according to the Constitution of the United States, a presumption of innocence goes with a person that's arrested. They're presumed innocent until they are found guilty. It's not they're presumed innocent until they exonerate themselves. It's the burden is always on the state to prosecute a person beyond a reasonable doubt. We have a situation today where a man that is innocent, not by me saying this, but by the very people that prosecuted him saying this, that he's innocent. Not me saying this, the evidence, the DNA evidence is saying this. Not me saying this, but a preponderance of evidence and people coming out on behalf of Marcellus William Khalifa, better known as Khalifa, who is slated to be executed the 24th of this month. Joining me today is a supporter and an advocate for Khalifa is Michelle Smith. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
My man said, welcome to the real news. I'm Tipu Teef. Yes, it's Mansa Musa with my co-host Tipu Teef. We here on the Black Power Pride News Network.
The space to talk about Khalifa's case.
Okay, so let's start right here. First, tell us a little bit about what you do. Then we'll go into like what's going on with Khalifa.
Sure. So, well, as far as myself and my organization, I am the co-director of Missourians to Abolish the Death Penalty. We are the only statewide entity in Missouri that primarily fights to get rid of capital punishment. That is our main goal. And in doing that, we do a lot of different things. We do things from legislative advocacy, trying to change the actual law, to, connecting with our community and educating our citizens about the usage of the death.
making a difference in her community, man. Salute to that sister, man. Much needed work, sister.
Topping your news leader at 4 today, explosive new allegations this afternoon about the murder of Adolph Thornton Jr., known as rapper Young Dolph. That trial got underway today in a Shelby County courtroom. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Alex Coleman. April is on assignment. Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, is accused of shooting Young Dolph outside a Memphis cookie shop almost 3 years ago. But today, prosecutors told the jury it was actually a man known as Big Jook who ordered the hit. They claim Big Jook was high up a record label, CMG, a rival of Young Dolph. Big Jook, who was the older brother of well-known rapper Yo Gotti, was killed earlier this year outside a Hickory Hill nightclub. WREG Shay Arthur has been in the courtroom all day and is live with the latest details. Shay, what have you learned?
Alex, I just stepped out.
Man, the Negro news, man. I should start calling this the real news, but I think somebody already got that name, man. Salute to Kimberly Ashcraft. She says, best show on YouTube. Much love from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide Roll. Woo, Tuscaloosa. Yikes. Man, we going to Alabama, though, later on, man. We definitely going to do Alabama, man. Woo. Shout out to all y'all people down in Alabama, man.
Out of the courtroom just a short time ago. That testimony is still ongoing. It's really been going on really this entire day in this highly anticipated trial that really so many, just not across Memphis, but across the country, have been following. Young Dolph, loved by so many here in the Bluff City. Security here at the court, very, very tight. There's extra police officers up inside there around the courtroom. You have to go through 2 metal detectors to actually get inside that courtroom. And the prosecution and the defense, they've been telling some very different stories about who was to blame here in the rapper's death.
Justin Johnson, one of the men accused of shooting Young Dolph outside a Memphis cookie shop, sat stoic in court. Shelby County prosecutor Paul Hagerman painted the picture of the day of the crime for the jury, who was brought in from out of Shelby County. Hagerman says Johnson, an aspiring rapper known as Straight Drop, shot Dolph along with a second man, Cornelius Smith. He says the shooting comes after a $100,000 hit was ordered by Big Jook, who was high up at CMG, a rival record label and the older brother of rapper Yo Gotti. The contract hit was arranged by a third man.
And this dude been to court. He done violated this guy. Violated his probation like 30 times, man. Then brought back to court, and each time they keep letting him back out. So he's out on bond. The guy who one of the masterminds, we've done several videos on him. He probably going to be in court for violating his probation again in a week or so. Memphis is a crazy town, man.
And the older brother of rapper Yo Gotti. The contract hit was arranged by a third man, Hernandez Govan. Investigators say Govan would seek out new talent for CMG and also provided drugs to Smith. The jury was shown the moments Young Dolph was killed outside Makita's Cookies. Hagerman said to Johnson and Smith, the shooting was, quote, just business.
What we watch up here is so quick, and we watch it and we call it violence. That's a man with a family.
Wow. I didn't know the inside. This is the first time we see the inside. He had a shooter with him. Damn, I didn't know he had a shooter with him. Okay. So Dolph wasn't slipping, man. Dolph had a shooter with him. This dude didn't look like he got hit, though.
And with a life?
Dolph was loafing, though. This is what they call in D.C., they call that shit loafing. He was loafing. He supposed to have been aware of his surroundings.
Man.
But it probably wouldn't have helped because they rolled up with that heavy artillery. Even if they would have seen him, it would have been too late. There's really no way out once they coming for you and you in an enclosed area like this, and all you got is a handgun. Another guy got the handgun. Yeah, it ain't really much you can do, man.
With a family and with a life, who's laying at the edge there in the yellow, riddled with bullets, dead. We watch that and we call it violence. For Cornelia Smith and for Justin Johnson, it was just business.
But Johnson's attorney says his client is innocent, saying there's two sides to every story, and Govan was using Johnson.
You like to exploit. You like to exploit young rappers. Like Mr. Johnson. He brings no skill to the table, but you're going to hear testimony about how he intended. It was his sole mission to get a 30 to 60% piece of Mr. Johnson.
Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy was also present, speaking to us about the trial finally happening nearly 3 years after the shooting.
Great anticipation. I mean, this is the culmination of a lot of years' work, and there's been a lot of work done by our staff.
It takes a lot of work to bring a trial. Yo, sons got it so good in this country, it don't make no damn sense, man. You got to work to bring them to trial 3 years later. Salute to Amazing Disgrace. He says, you do an important public service. Not really, man. You can go anywhere and get this stuff, man. There's 1,000 channels that cover the things we cover here, man. Matter of fact, man, I'm gonna end the lives tonight, man, early, man, and let y'all go to the other channels, man, and watch this stuff, man. I see y'all in their comment section, man. Salute to Amazing Grace, man.
Years' work, and there's been a lot of work done by our staff at the DA's office and also by law enforcement to bring the people responsible for this tragic killing to justice, and that's what we're going to do this week.
Sure.
And Alex, really, so far in the case today, beyond those explosive opening statements that we heard, those accusations there from the prosecutor, we also heard from the sister of young Dolph, along with one of his former security guards. Currently, right now, Cornelia Smith, he is the second man, along with Justin Johnson, accused of shooting young Dolph there in front of Makita's cookie store. He's currently under cross-examination by the defense. We'll hear from him tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm going to go back up there in the courtroom. I'll bring you the latest back then at 5 o'clock. For your news leader, we're
Negro news, man. The Negro news, man.
Good afternoon. My name is Luke Evans, represent Mr. Johnson in this case. So I'm going to be asking you a few questions, okay? Yes, sir. If there's anything I ask you don't understand, just let me know. If you can't hear me, it shouldn't be a problem. But if for some reason you can't hear me, just let me know, okay? So you started out today saying, and I think ended by saying you're here to tell the truth, right? Correct. And just to be clear, you know the difference between a truth and a lie, right? Yes, sir. Okay. Now, you said you started meeting with law enforcement, but December 9th, really the day you got picked up, the day after you got picked up in South Haven, right? Or the same day?
Nah, I ain't meet, like, what you mean by meet back with him?
I mean, they sat down and interviewed you in a room.
Yeah, I talked to them.
And did you tell them the truth?
Nah.
Right? Because specifically they asked you.
Judge, blonde hair, black female judge. That's always a good sign for the criminal, man. You show up, you murder somebody, and you show up and there's a blonde-haired black female judge, you're like, yes.
Whether or not you'd ever seen that Mercedes, right, and whether you'd been in it, right?
Right.
And you said, never been in it, never seen it, never been in it with Justin Johnson.
Correct.
Right? Okay, just to be clear. Correct. How about how many times would you say you've met with the state law enforcement included, right, in preparing to testify to that?
A couple of times, three, 4 times.
Okay. 4 times. Does that include are you including that time back in December, right, when you were picked up?
Nah.
Okay. So 3 or 4 times since, right? And one of the times you met with them was in March of 22.
You remember meeting with him then? Sometime around then?
I don't know the exact months and stuff like that. I got my lawyer in March, so I don't know. I don't know. I can't just pinpoint exactly what month.
Well, I'll say it like this. You started out with a different lawyer and you ended up with the lawyer you have now, right?
No, sir. No, sir. He was never hired.
Okay, well, you got paid.
No, he did not get paid.
Did he get paid?
No,
Did he get $50,000?
he did not. He ain't signed my jacket saying he represented.
That's what I'm asking.
I just talked to him.
That's not what I'm asking you.
Right. You asked
He
me.
got
You said I had a
$50,000.
different lawyer. So
Hold on just a second. Ask your question, wait for a response.
So you can't say he's leaving with his money, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, a couple other things specifically. When you as you say it, let's kind of put a timing on this. So you said March, you got your current lawyer, and you went back and met with the government again. Why would you not tell them? They've asked you every question under the sun about this case, right?
I said detectives. I never admitted that I was involved to detectives when I first got locked up December the 9th.
You know they take notes and they recorded your entire interview.
Right.
From August.
Right.
Why didn't you tell them in August you wiped the car down?
We were talking about so much, it slipped my mind from.
And they specifically asked you, and you said,
They ain't asked me to get away from cutting. They ain't specifically
you don't recall them asking you and you saying, Justin said he had someone wipe the car down.
Yeah, he told me he had somebody to wipe the car down too.
But you didn't think to ask him,
I
right?
told him that I wiped it down. He said he used the right stuff because I got somebody else to wipe it down. You know what I'm saying?
So now you're saying you told Justin that you went and wiped it down.
Yeah, I told him too.
So you're saying that one just slipped your mind. Okay. You didn't.
Wow. Wow. We might have to do a whole show on Young Dolph, man.
Right now, officials in Alabama are searching for the gunman who opened fire on a crowd of people Saturday night, killing 4 and wounding more than a dozen others. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the latest.
Police are on the hunt for multiple suspects who they say fired into a crowd in a busy entertainment district in Birmingham, Alabama, killing 4 and injuring more than a dozen. It was around 11 p.m. on Saturday. Police racing to the city's historic 5 Points South area near the campus of the University of Alabama at Birmingham, finding at least 21 victims. Video showing a harrowing scene. Victims laying on the
21 victims. 21 people shot, man. Wow. Make sure you guys support the channel. We should have more than 2 people taking the $5 challenge. That's insane, man. We got 2 people taking the $5 challenge tonight, man. That's
fucked up, cuz.
Yeah, that fucked up, cuz, man. That's insane, man. Let me
That's insane.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. What a night, man. What a weekend, man. What a weekend, man. I haven't seen this being covered any other place. Have you?
I mean, a bunch of local news and they've done some
bloggers.
Major news network.
Bloggers.
No, not really. And no like Joy Reid or obviously anybody like that.
Yeah, bloggers and news networks, you know.
But we're talking stories that are like max 3 minutes long.
Yeah, this one though, man. This one is crazy, man. You show up at the club, a group shows up at the club and just sprays the crowd. The reason why they did it, let's get into that, man, because I want to know why they did this. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of this.
Police are on the hunt for multiple suspects who they say fired into a crowd in a busy entertainment district in Birmingham, Alabama, killing 4 and injuring more than a dozen. It was around 11 p.m. on Saturday. Police racing to the city's historic 5 Points South area near the campus of the University of Alabama at Birmingham, finding at least 21 victims. Video showing a harrowing scene, victims laying on the sidewalk. Police now saying at least one of the 4 people killed is believed to be an intended target.
We believe that they're
So one of the guys they were trying to kill the one guy, and they shot 21 people and killed 4.
Did they at least get their one guy?
Yeah, he's
Apparently.
one of the guys that got killed. Yeah.
Doesn't
So it all
usually
worked
go
out.
that way, though.
Everything's okay in the hood.
Yeah,
All
man.
good in the hood.
You started to get predictable. I knew you was gonna say that. You like Don Rickles, man. I knew you was gonna say that, man. This is all's right in Blackistan, man.
Win-win.
Yeah, and the rest of the people just collateral damage, man.
Maybe he's a vigilante who was taking some scumbag off the streets for us, and he got a little crazy with it and got a little sloppy. And
Yeah, I mean, everyone makes mistakes. So before you cast stones, man, I think you need to take a second and look in the mirror.
4 people killed is believed to be an intended target.
we believe that there was a hit, if you will, on that particular person, as far as someone was willing to pay money to have that person killed.
24-year-old Gabriel Islami tells us he was standing outside a lounge with.
Looks
If
like
it was Philly, that would be, it'd be a lot rougher than that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. These it's not Philly, but the pickings kind of slim at this spot, man. You got what's this, salt and pepper, right? Salt and pepper in the building, man.
Ketchup and mustard on the bottom left.
Gabriel Islami tells us he was standing outside a lounge with friends when he heard the gunshots.
I heard the gunshots. I ran, and it
What are
wasn't
you doing here?
even a few seconds in the
the
running.
hell?
Then out of nowhere, I just couldn't feel my
Well,
leg.
it's a hookah bar.
Right.
A lot of hookah bars do Negro night. I've been to several. It's been a while now, maybe 20 years or 15 years. Hookah bars been doing Negro night, and they're usually owned by non-Negroes.
Sandmen,
yeah. Or he could have been there for another. Let's see.
Shots. I heard the gunshots. I ran, and it wasn't even a few seconds in the running. Then out of nowhere, I just couldn't feel my leg, and I fall. And I get up because it didn't even resonate with me that I got shot.
Islami recounting those terrifying moments as he recovers at home.
I get up.
His name is literally Islami. His name is a description of himself, man. Very Islami, man.
Islami likes the chocolate, maybe.
And you just see a horror movie of a scene. I mean, there's bodies on the sidewalk. There's smoke from the guns covering the area.
Authorities say multiple suspects jumped out of a vehicle, opening fire on a group standing outside.
Jeez,
and
that looked
then
like a
ran
horror
off.
film right there for sure.
Yeah, that's a rough spot.
You see the sister in the middle?
Bantu knots?
Yeah, the size of the knot is, a direct indicator of aggression level.
Right.
But don't sleep on the small knots either, because those are crazy a lot of the time.
Then ran off.
It was just really general chaos and pandemonium. This gentleman just kept screaming, that's my sister.
And investigators now say they believe the firearms involved in the shooting were converted to fully automatic using a so-called gun switch. Around 100 shell casings collected at the scene. Police appealing for the public's help.
The first thing and the priority is to get these shooters
find these shooters and get them off our streets.
Authorities releasing the identities of 3 of the victims overnight. 21-year-old Anitra Holloman and 27-year-olds Taj Booker and Carlos McCain are among the victims. Local police are now working with the ATF and the FBI as they continue this investigation. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Birmingham.
You got to wonder what's missing inside the minds of those shooters. You know, anybody past the age of 4, 5 would know you just don't fire indiscriminately. You could kill someone who's innocent. You can kill a bystander. You can kill a child. But
like consequence, abstraction, ability, basically
value for
yeah,
life. Too. Like,
empathy.
When they look at those other black people, they don't see anything valuable.
It's astounding.
Gouch Below says, thank you, Ak, for all you give us. Salute to your chat, who always keep things on the mark. Yeah, salute to the chat, man.
Going to turn now to the manhunt in Alabama. Officials are searching for the gunman who opened fire on a crowd of people Saturday night, killing 4, wounding more than a dozen others. Stephanie Ramos is in Birmingham with the latest for us. Good morning to you, Stephanie.
Robin, good morning. We are right outside that lounge where the shooting happened. Police believe one person who was killed was the intended target. The others caught in the crossfire.
This morning, police are on the hunt for multiple suspects who they say fired into a crowd in a busy...
So this happened Sunday morning. It's Monday night. It's Tuesday morning. So 2 whole days after this happened, and they don't have a clue.
It goes without saying that, there are no gliders that get this long.
I don't know. White men are the most dangerous thing out there.
Even if they are, none of them go more than 6 or 8 hours with, shooting. Find me a white man that done shot 21 people and went the next 4 hours without being fucking identified across the nation.
5 people.
I mean, maybe that guy in Maine, you remember that? He was like maybe 8 or 9 hours, or it was a little while for him, as I recall.
He killed himself. That's because they couldn't find him because he had killed himself.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they was looking for him. He was already dead.
The entertainment district in Birmingham, Alabama, killing 4 and injuring more than a dozen. It was around 11 p.m. on Saturday. Police racing to the city's historic 5 Points South area near the campus of the University of Alabama at Birmingham, finding at least 21 victims. Video showing a harrowing scene, victims laying on the sidewalk. Police now saying at least one of the 4 people killed is believed to be an intended target.
I'd love to know what Nate Burleson and Michael Strahan think about this, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of them probably got realer views on it than people realize, but they know that they can't say shit about it.
Yeah, I mean, it just...
Even if it's not like, not like we view it, but he still knows who's doing that shit for the most part.
Yeah. They know.
That there was a hit, if you will, on that particular person, as far as, someone was willing to pay money to have that person killed.
24-year-old Gabriel Islami tells us he was standing outside a lounge with friends when he heard the gunshots.
I heard the gunshots.
Okay, so we saw that. We saw that. Let's
I'll give it to, it's on Good Morning America and shit, so.
Oh, yeah.
Turning now to a deadly mass shooting in Alabama over the weekend. Police say multiple suspects are still on the run after opening fire at a popular night spot in Birmingham. At least 4 people were killed, 17 others hurt. NBC's Priya Sridhar joins us now. She's got the very latest. Hey, Priya, good morning.
Priya Sridhar.
Good morning, Hoda. No word on a motive just yet, but Birmingham police say they do believe this shooting was part of a targeted hit. And we do want to warn you that the video you're about to see may be disturbing.
An urgent manhunt is underway in Birmingham this morning after police
multiple shooters opened fire outside a hookah and cigar lounge.
They were in a vehicle, got out of the vehicle, shooting occurred, they fled.
The gunman killing 4 people, 3 of them identified by police as 21-year-old Anitra Holloman, 27-year-old Taj Booker, and 27-year-old Carlos McCain.
Who said blondes have more fun, man?
Jimmy's in the back again, I think.
Anitra Holloman.
At least 17 others were also injured in what authorities are calling a targeted attack.
We believe the individual that was targeted is among the deceased. We believe that there was a hit, if you will, on that particular person.
It happened just after 11 p.m. on Saturday night in the 5 Points South area, a popular entertainment and nightlife district that's also home to the University of Alabama at Birmingham.
I walked up when it was like just ended because everybody was screaming, there was people crying.
An investigation is now underway, and authorities say they believe an automatic weapon was used after recovering over 100 shell casings at the scene.
Just spray 100 shells into a crowd of black people, man, in broad nightlight at a jamming club.
Black privilege.
And you no clue. With assistance from the ATF and the FBI, the local police department 2 days later has no fucking clue what happened.
It's hard to fathom.
I mean, like they just, and they're not even saying you know how they do sometimes. They'll say we're certain that we're going to bring these people to justice. Even when they don't tell you, you know what I'm saying, like the whole details, they always say something like that, like yeah, we've got some good leads and we'll wrap this case up pretty soon.
Person of interest.
Or
they
say
have nothing.
You say there's no further threat.
Yeah, nothing. They don't have a thing. But if a white guy spread it in a room full of fucking sisters, it would be like fucking everybody with every fucking black celebrity and fucking everybody would be talking about this shit. Unbelievable, man. Wow.
Derek Gunn tells me he was at a nearby bar with friends.
The shots kept firing, pat, 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 in that fast, rapid. And then you hear pat, 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 pat. And there's one on the ground. We're getting everybody in.
Saturday's incident is one of several mass shootings in Birmingham this year.
This is solvable. We owe it to the victims. We owe it to the victims' families.
The police chief is asking the Birmingham community for their help in identifying the gunman as it mourns the latest lives cut short to senseless gun violence.
We know that there are people in our community who do have information, who know who's responsible, who know what led up to this and what transpired.
And this shooting comes after the city of Birmingham partnered with U.S. attorneys and the ATF to create an initiative called Flip the Switch in an effort to get rid of machine gun conversion devices. Birmingham police say they do believe one of those devices, more commonly known as a switch, was used in Saturday night's shooting. Hoda?
Right, Priya Sridhar for it.
You know, it seems like one of the most racist things a white person can do is vote for a black mayor. That's going to cause more problems for the black community than anything else. If you're really racist, you should vote for black mayors.
Interesting, man. Black power, black leadership leads to chaos in black districts.
Leads to more dead blacks. Or dead sons if you vote for it.
ABC 3340 News at 6 begins with breaking news.
In Birmingham, 4 people dead and 17 others injured in a mass shooting in 5 Points South. Good evening. I'm Brenda Ledun. Hundreds of people were sent running Saturday night when shots were fired outside the Hush Lounge. We have team coverage for you tonight. Crews all across the region working
All
for
chicks.
you to get more information on crime trends in Birmingham, what lawmakers are going to curb gun violence, and we speak to a man who was injured in the shooting. But first, ABC 3340's Gracie Johnson has the very latest information on the case. And Gracie, there's a record-breaking number for a reward.
Brenda, investigators announced this morning that they're offering a $100,000 reward for any information that leads to a conviction in this case. That's $50,000.
That's
Wow,
an
man.
interesting accent they got there in Birmingham.
You know what? More people should know about this reward, man. Maybe some black celebrities could repost the reward on their IG.
Hell, maybe they could add to it.
Now you're getting crazy, but
Let's not go too far.
yeah. Let's take baby steps. What do you think? You think some black celebrities like LeBron James,
Oh yeah, definitely
Colin
LeBron.
Kaepernick?
Cap for sure. Rashard Richie.
Yeah, Rashad, man.
Tyreek
Step
Hill.
up, man. Yeah, Tyreek Hill, man.
From the FBI and $50,000 from Crime Stopper, making it Crime Stopper's largest reward ever.
We will continue focusing on sharing intelligence and investigative resources with our local, state, and
Look,
federal
man, they got the
partners,
peoples on them.
as well as building effective relationships with the community that we are sworn to protect. And the purpose of that is to ensure that we root out the most violent and heinous individuals that seek to bring violence to our communities and neighborhoods.
Monday morning, Birmingham Police Chief Scott Thurmond announced 12 of the shooting victims have been released.
What's up, man?
Check your Cash App.
Who's this? Is this Kyle, man?
It's Savage.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you, bro. My man. Shout out to you, man. You are definitely an Ock Nation Hall of Famer, man. Salute to you, bro. Go ahead. Drop your thoughts on this, man. Tell us what you think, man. From a glider gangster perspective, man. Give us the glider gangster perspective. Is this spots that a glider gangster feels comfortable going to?
Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't trying to steal the show. I was just trying to I didn't hear you see the donation, so I just wanted you to be aware of it.
Oh, thank you, man. Salute to you, man. Shout out to you, bro. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you, man.
I like the sound of Glider Gangster.
Yeah, no. We gonna upload his
I prefer Gutter Glider myself, but
yeah, I'm gonna upload his excerpt from his the show he was in the other day. We're gonna upload them in the coming days, man. He had a great perspective, man, as a glider gangster, because we don't have my boy Nate Wade's been around anymore, our resident glider gangster.
yeah, which is a shame.
Yeah. So we always need that glider gangster perspective in the building.
When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a glider gangster.
Yeah, man. I think every son man I know wanted to be a gangster when he was a little kid or a basketball player. Every single one of them. Salute to Andy Armour. Shout out to my man Ramadan, man. Coming through, man. Shout out to you guys. You guys are supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. All of you guys, man. Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again, man. Shout out to you. Supporting the channel. Eric S in the building, man. Ock Nation Hall of Famer coming through once again. He says, I turned out of my neighborhood the other morning. I saw this glider lady out picking up trash with a headlight on. The litter was caused by sons. Yeah, man. I've been in neighborhoods where one glider on the block down the street from a spot where a bunch of sons, older sons, hang out. Like there's like a little abandoned house, so it's like a big patch of dirt right there where the house should be at, and sons have put like chairs, lawn chairs, and stoops over there. And older sons, I would say the whole crew is probably 30 to 60 years old sons. They hang out there every day in this neighborhood. Drink beer and just have a good time. Don't get me wrong, they're not really a problem, but they litter like crazy, right? So the litter, his house being downhill, maybe 5 houses from where they're at, downhill, all the litter eventually finds its way in his yard. Just eventually, you know what I'm saying, over time. And he'd be out there picking it up. And listen, man, when he'd be out there, he'd come out there with his picker in his bag, and he'd be picking up the trash. And Negroes be offended, man.
Yeah, bro. What the fuck you doing?
You out there picking up, like, what you say? Like, what are you saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you out here picking up trash. Like, what you saying? Like,
well, I'm trying to say that your beer is coming on my lawn.
Trying to say the house looks nice without trash in front of it.
Yeah, but that's offensive because they're sitting there having a good time, and here you come out with a picker. It's like obvious you like
making that shit awkward for them.
Yeah, you subtweeting us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's some dog whistle shit.
Yeah.
That's why she has to pick it at night. She doesn't want to offend the people that do it.
Oh, they're always
blacks
out there.
can't pick up after themselves.
There's no time you can go out. He could have gone out there, and they wasn't gonna be out there. Yeah.
From the hospital following Saturday night's mass shooting. 5 remain in the hospital and are still receiving treatment. Birmingham police said on Sunday that they believe this was a targeted shooting.
Some of the individuals that were killed have extensive criminal histories, and because of that, there's oftentimes motivation from others, and there's people who are willing to pay to have them killed, and so that's part of it.
I looked into the backgrounds of the 4 victims killed in the shooting. I found Carlos McCain and Roderick Lynn Patterson Jr., both previously charged with Birmingham murders. McCain was found not guilty of murder and attempted murder in the shooting death of a 15-year-old in 2016. Patterson was charged with a 2021 murder.
What?
The 2 of the victims have extensive records, is what they're saying. What? Are you surprised? You shocked?
I mean, no, not at all. It's just.
I mean, it's more farcical, but the whole thing's everything about this just bleeds, if you'll excuse the expression, sunman crime.
Targeted shooting.
So some of the individuals that were killed have extensive criminal histories, and because of that, there's oftentimes motivation from others, and there's people who are willing to pay to have them killed, and so that's part of it.
I looked into the backgrounds of the 4 victims killed in the shooting. I found Carlos McCain and Roderick Lynn Patterson Jr., both previously charged with Birmingham murders. McCain was found not guilty of murder and attempted murder in the shooting death of a 15-year-old in 2016. Patterson was charged with a 2021 murder.
And it sounds kind of bad. He killed a 15-year-old. But as we see every day on these shows, those 15-year-olds put a lot of pressure on you.
True.
That 15-year-old could have had that older guy, feeling like, I got to get rid of this 15-year-old.
Those YNs.
Yeah, exactly.
Murder that was later dismissed at the request of prosecutors. Investigators have not specified a target in Saturday's mass shooting.
We're going to hunt you down and we're going to arrest you 100%.
The FBI
Not
will
enough.
be offering additional resources during.
You're on mute.
That glider's a little bit too arrogant, man. That glider need to cool it a little bit, man. Don't write no checks your ass can't cash, man. He must be new, right? Yeah, Mr. Glider, man. Yeah, it don't really work like that around here, partner.
Higher enthusiasm.
The FBI will be offering additional resources during this investigation, and Birmingham police said in this morning's news conference they do not know the identity of any suspects at this time. Live in Birmingham, Gracie Johnson, ABC 3340 News.
And as Gracie mentioned, Crime Stoppers and the FBI are offering a $100,000 reward for information that leads to a conviction in the case. Call the number on your screen.
Everyone here right now, hit the like button. If you have yet to hit the like button, just take 1 second and smash the like button right now, man.
You can stay anonymous. Alabama Senator Katie Britt released a statement on the shooting, saying in part, "My heart is broken for the families of the victims in Birmingham." She then goes on to say that she spoke with Mayor Randall Woodfin to reiterate her support of getting federal resources for local law enforcement in Birmingham. ABC 3340's Valerie Bell joins us now. Birmingham's 5 Point South District, where it all happened. And Valerie, Saturday night's deadly shooting is not the first when people are just going out trying to have a good time.
Brenda, there.
English, do you speak it, motherfucker? Everybody hit the like button right now, man.
There have now been 4 shootings in the city of Birmingham this year that have happened at or near a club or bar. This is also the second mass shooting to happen at one of those places. Now let's take a look at the numbers. So just days before the shooting outside Hush, a woman was killed when she was shot at 604 bar.
Yo, this is just... Yo, this is just one city, man. One little podunk. I wouldn't say podunk.
Birmingham is not podunk. It's a city. It's a big city.
Yeah, it's a major city.
Yeah. What's that other city near there? Huntsville? Is Huntsville near there?
Sort of.
Okay. Yeah.
It's also
I think
the
Huntsville is
second
nicer.
mass shooting to happen at one of
Oh,
those
yeah.
places. Now let's take a look at the numbers. So just days before the shooting outside Hush, a woman was killed when she was shot at 604 bar. Then back in July, 4 people were killed and 10 others were injured when someone opened fire at an unlicensed.
Oh, so they've had a double digit for homicide mass shooting.
Jesus Christ.
At a bar this year already. Yo, listen. This city's outdone white America as a whole. I'm talking about from Maine to San Diego, from fucking Tacoma to fucking Key West. They've outdone white America in this one city.
Yeah. In this little low to mid-sized city.
When she was shot at 604 bar. Then back in July, 4 people were killed and 10 others were injured when someone opened fire at an unlicensed venue in North Birmingham. And then in March, 2 men shot each other inside the Quest Club. Now, this is just a handful of the violent crimes that the city of Birmingham is reeling from this year.
Just a handful.
There have been more than 100 homicides in Birmingham in 2024. Live in Birmingham, Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 News.
A night of fun turns into a nightmare. Gabriel Islami was shot in the mass shooting in 5 Point South, the bullets striking him and exiting through his upper leg.
Birmingham is
ABC 3340's
191,000
Megan
people.
Scarano sat down with.
Yeah, it's a big ass city.
That's a small city. 191,000.
Yeah, I think New
That's a
Orleans
very
is like
small city.
500,000.
Nah, New Orleans is like 300,000. New Orleans
probably lower
population
than
has
that, yeah.
dropped since Katrina, man. This for instance, Houston is about 2.5 million, right? Chicago has 2.8. Those are big cities. New York has, I think, 9 or 10 million. Those are big cities. When you're talking about mid-sized city, you're talking about DC, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, you know what I'm saying? Places like Baltimore.
Yeah, it's
Places
not that
like
big.
that. Yeah, with about 700,000-800,000. 6,
But
7, 800,000.
as we've seen here, it doesn't
San
have to be.
Francisco.
Yeah. In no way is Birmingham a big city with 190. That's a teeny little town, man. It may be they probably what would they have? They would have what, 4 city councilmen maybe. I mean, but yeah, man. Let's continue, man. Let's see what else is going on with this situation, man.
A fallen officer
Hold on.
remembered.
Nope, I
I've
don't
never
wanna do
seen
that.
anyone like David.
I
Tonight,
don't
we're
wanna do
hearing
that.
from
I wanna do this.
Officer David.
This one.
Almost 48 hours after Saturday's mass shooting outside. We have a crew standing by with the latest updates as police continue to search for killers in Saturday's deadly shooting. In total, 21 people were shot, 4 killed, 17 others hurt. Today, we learned 12
that, a
of the
double-double?
victims who were hurt are now out of the hospital, while 5 others.
Yeah, they went Angel Reese on us, man.
Today, we learned 12 of the victims who were hurt are
Same
now
shooting
out of the
percentage and
hospital,
everything.
while 5 others are still being treated. Local and federal officials say they've received more than 50 tips in the last 24 hours, and they're now offering a 6-figure reward. Throughout the show, you'll see a QR code on the bottom of your screen. You can scan it to give police any information that helps them arrest the gunman in this case.
That's gonna be the least scanned QR code. The history of QR codes, man.
We'll continue our coverage with WVTM 13's Lisa Crane, live and local in Birmingham,
Right.
where the community is in mourning right now, Lisa.
Not
there is an
not Dr. Milfy, but the other one.
area right behind me in front of the Hush Hookah and Cigar Lounge here, where folks have been coming to pay their respects. They're dropping off mementos for the victims. It's kind of difficult to see from this perspective, so take a look at some video we shot just a few moments ago of the flowers, the cards, the balloons, all the stuffed animals that have been dropped off here. Many
Yo,
of the people
that is crazy. The name of the club is called Club Hush. How ironic. Wow.
Hey, gliders, if y'all see a hookah at anywhere, run, man. That some people are near and they coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, not worth it.
It's for Armenians anymore.
68% Harabi.
Yeah, I just was about to say that. My God.
That's goddamn death.
That's one of the worst percentages in the country.
Yeah.
They way past my my golden sun ratio of 0.5 for every 100 gliders. So
Definitely on edge, man.
one melungeon per 100 gliders. That's the golden
Too high of a melungination factor.
Yeah. So 2 melungeons for every 100 gliders is you reaching DEFCON 3 right there.
Where else y'all getting this kind of information?
Yeah, man. Support the channel. Hit the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat. Support the damn channel, man.
Man, I out here saving lives and y'all ass ain't even doing the $5 challenge.
Seriously.
Nothing. That shit crazy.
Salute to Jackie, man. She says, take care, Aqua. Salute to Jackie, man. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Shout out to my man Aster J, man. This is wow. This is absolutely amazing, man. This story, you would think on the heels of, okay, so we had Tyreek Hill. That was the biggest story in Blackistan. Then we had Shannon Sharp with the sex tape. And then we moved into Javion McGee with the committed suicide near the truck stop in Henderson, North Carolina. So we had those 3 stories that dominated.
You got the school shooter, right?
Don't forget the woman with the pot of water. Those were.
Oh
So
yeah, don't forget Sandra Dassey.
I'm talking about in the last week and a half or last week.
Then we have the mass shooter when they arrested the parents and all the other shit. The one in what was that?
The school.
Yeah, what city what state was that?
That didn't go viral though.
Georgia, I think.
Yeah, that was like right outside of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go viral though. That wasn't, from what I see when I was looking around. I didn't see that. I wouldn't consider that as something black people were, obsessed with.
Okay.
Black people are going to be way more familiar with that than they ever will with this, though.
Yeah, that school shooting with the white kid in Appalachia. That was don't get me wrong, that was a big story. I'm not saying it wasn't big, but I'm talking about just Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, days and days and days and days.
Yeah, it didn't go off like what the fuck was that? The River Brawl type.
Yeah,
It wasn't. It didn't have that type.
The Battle of Montgomery River Landing.
Yeah, because the only black kid that he killed was like an autistic, like great kid with like a family.
Yeah, black kid. Yeah, black kid was he was Urkel.
Yeah, that was the only black kid that he killed. So he wasn't like a promising fucking rapper or nothing.
Right, exactly. So yeah, but this story right here, it's almost like if you frequent black sites like I do, like I'm everywhere on these sites, man, because looking for Caitlyn content and shit like that, and motherfucking content for this channel and yada yada. I'm all over the place, and I'm telling you, man, this story, you could be a black person who's online and not know that this happened.
I mean, the way sons act, you would think this shit never happens.
No bullshit though. The only reason I seen it was because like my algorithm is so newsy.
Right, you got an algorithm, yeah.
Yeah, so like, and I'm just like I got YouTube Premium and all that. So like, if I ain't had that, I really wouldn't have heard. I have not heard this about word of mouth at all. And I know sons. All I do is talk to sons.
Yep. This is. And I watch all the black YouTube channels, man. All the YouTubers, man.
Yeah, all of them. Not just the hip hop shit. You talking about like even the niggas that say they. Yeah.
Hey, my boy Roland Martin ain't mentioned this, man. Or
oh hell nah.
What's my other boy? The nigga that think he's the smartest person in the world.
Shaw Ritchie.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
God.
It's one thing to know though. It's one thing in the whole types or the like. I won't call them whole tips, but like the average nigga, he basically damn near whole tip with the shit he
talking
believes.
about like manosphere, quasi manosphere orbit niggas that got a little bit of political sense and shit.
Yeah, even they don't talk. They never talk about this shit. Never.
Yeah, but here's the thing though: when you got a channel where you're talking about black men, black women are the problem, and black men are victims of just a lot of things. You ain't talking about this shit, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
black women are the problem, man. And listen, yes, black women are a problem.
You have these young brothers that had fathers in the homes and shit, and black women had
they got their
manipulated
daddy
them.
in the home, man.
Yeah, disclaimer for all the manosphere niggas. Yes, black women are a problem. We know. Y'all need y'all dopamine hit.
Is mutually exclusive.
Hey, this story changed up, or is this like an older one? Because didn't I hear? Because I was looking at this. Didn't they say that the target of the shooting was killed?
Yeah, there was a guy they were trying to kill. He died, but 3 other people died, and other people were shot.
But
3 out of the 4 had murder charges in the past.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, these niggas were.
All right.
These niggas so they won't talk about this, but let Brittany Renner get pregnant from another basketball playing nigga. You gonna see that shit on fucking 80 black men's channels like, oh my gosh, how does she keep manipulating these athletes and she's evil? Like, it's all these niggas full of shit, bro. I don't take these niggas serious.
Yeah. And listen, I don't really being on YouTube when I first got on YouTube as a young pup in the game, I used to, drive myself crazy about what other niggas was doing on their channels. And that's that as a YouTuber, when you first get in there, you make videos, man, this nigga ain't doing anything. But over time, like maybe even like 5 years ago, I started realizing that, like, yo, who gives a fuck what another nigga does on this channel? But I still take mental note of it, but I don't make videos dissing niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah,
I stopped doing that shit.
Stupid.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I notice you notice what other people do on their channels, but as far as like just like, because people have problems with the things that are on this channel. But yeah, it's no, the silence is deafening. You know what I'm saying? From YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all that shit.
Complete
The
silence.
balloons, all the stuffed animals that have been dropped off here. Many of the people coming to pay their respects didn't know any of the victims, but they say they are touched by the gravity of 21 people being shot here. Now you are taking a look at the victims killed in that shooting. They are Taj Booker, Carlos McCain, Anitra Holloman, and Roderick Patterson Jr.
Guess who has the records?
With Taj
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess Roderick was the target.
Yeah.
He looked like he might have been, yeah.
They said he was.
Motherfucker, like a black youngster ass motherfucker.
Oh, they said he was?
Yeah, they said he was.
Oh,
okay, Roger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
the Taj and Carlos both
It
got
ain't-
murder charges in the past.
It ain't a mass shooting and black is standing for sister ain't dead, baby.
Right.
Woo.
Right.
Gotta kill that sister,
always.
man. Hey,
ain't had to
was she
take
in
that
school to be a
look.
nurse or RN? Or a
She
nurse
do hair.
assistant?
CNA.
CNA?
Listen, man, this chick right here, she probably was down there, just having a good time with her girlfriends and just kicking it. And in an instant, I'm talking about within an instant, it's over.
Her life is just gone.
I feel bad for her.
For no fucking reason at all, bro.
No reason.
Yeah.
But,
I feel bad for
I ain't
her.
gonna stunt, like, that whole hookah shit and the whatever it is, that's a black ass thing, bro. And like, when we go out of town and shit like that, my wife still be like, let's go to this hookah lounge. And I'd be like, girl, hell nah. But,
Let me break it down for you.
What's the thing with that?
In DC, like around 2009 or 2010, I think it was 2009, they banned smoking inside of establishments, right? So before then, you could go to the club, bring your Newports and your Black and Milds into the club and smoke, and do smoke weed because it'll blend in, right? And they created a bill, and I don't know if they did this everywhere, but I know they did it in DC where they banned smoking inside of establishments. And what happened after that was some men they were mad, right? Because we like to smoke when we drink. Something about smoking when you drink is a Sun Man thing, I think. But like the hookah bars, there were some men never went to them. But once they banned that smoking, we gravitated like over the next couple of years to the hookah lounges because that's the loophole. You can smoke inside of an establishment. You can drink, you can have fun, you can party, and you also can smoke. So that's the one establishment where you can smoke. You go to the hip hop club, you can't smoke. You go to the reggae club, you can't smoke. You go to the hookah lounge, you can smoke. It's a technicality. That's what happened in DC to make them joints blow up. Now I don't know if that's the what happened all over. And did they ban smoking in establishments in Chicago?
Yeah, no, it ain't no smoking in establishments there. But we have a lot of cigar lounges too for like the older crowd. But hookah lounges are all over the place. But some people gravitate to it. You know what I'm saying? And I can be honest though, and I can say like in Chicago, it ain't been like many hookah lounges get shot up or no shit like that. But it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yo, if you show a panel of brothers that's dark, but I mean, nigga, you think would say they wouldn't smash, but
They
secretly,
wouldn't. Hold said they wouldn't.
how many you think would say they wouldn't smash, but you know damn
Oh,
well,
90%, 90%.
yeah,
But if you go to their Facebook page, all of their listen, the niggas I hang with, man, one nigga kill your ass over that bitch, man.
There was
niggas
a
be fighting.
shooting at a hookah lounge in Chicago last year in January.
That was the Hispanic. That was the it was a birthday party though. It was a private party. I remember that.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it was a private party, and that was the dude that had like just got out for like a fucking murder, and he got invited, and fucking it was like that shit was not just a shooting. That was Buddy that went fucking John Wick on everybody.
Oh,
that was the one that was on video, right?
Yeah, that was that shit.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, that motherfucker went nuts.
He wasn't invited. He was an AN one.
Yeah, he was an AN one. That motherfucker.
Yeah,
that was a terrifying video, actually.
That dude went fucking nuts, bro. I was so glad that motherfucker got caught and we didn't have to fucking find him, like on some get into some shit with him because he would have surrendered. Yeah, he turned himself in. Like he was like it wasn't nothing to it. It was just
did what he had to do, and then
yeah.
After that, to surrender is insane, dude.
Bro, that motherfucker did not go down in a blaze of glory, bro.
Yeah, he literally was like, I don't know what you would think, what you call the Terminator. Like he was like the fucking Terminator out there, man. That's a Rumble only video right there,
dude. That was one of the most heinous things that I've ever fucking seen. And I saw a lot of shit, but that shit was heinous as fuck. Yeah. The way that he killed the fucking birthday girl's dad, was insane.
And then he killed the girl who was hiding behind the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was somebody that was shot in the head that survived though.
Yeah. He was like the Terminator out there in broad day. He was so cool about it. Like it wasn't all that bouncing around like Sunman and pulling your pants up. He was like cool. And his movements were concise. He didn't waste any movements.
The girl that you remember the girl that took off with him?
Yeah,
she got off.
Big
she
fat
got
girl.
off. Yeah, she got off.
She got off.
Yeah, she got off.
Wow.
Natural son ability.
Yeah, she told everything.
He's on burritos. I think he was a son.
No, he was a son burrito. Like he was mixed, but that motherfucker was more on burrito, I think.
Yeah. He was.
We gonna get that shit to Wicked, bro. That wasn't us.
Yeah, that was. I remember that story, man. That was.
That was some Aztec shit right there for sure.
Yeah, his Aztec side. Yeah, because he was. You
got a hell of a memory. You remember that motherfucker first name? I couldn't remember none of that shit at first.
Yeah. And listen, man, I've done 1,000 stories and stuff. I feel like I can remember every last one of them motherfuckers. That's why people say, "How do you do this, man?" Listen,
Doc is the record keeper.
You listen, man. That shit, you gotta be. I think it's my Aquarius gene, man. If I wasn't Aquarius,
I got you, bro. Ak is the Steve Kim of Suncrime, bro. How Steve Kim is Steve Kim of sports. That motherfucker Steve Kim remember the moment of this guy and what was happening, who was on this team and this and that. Bro, you the Steve Kim of Suncrime, man.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. That's a good one, man. I can go toe to toe with Steve on sports too, though, man. Don't sleep on me on that one, man. But yeah, he definitely got a good memory, man.
Taj Booker's aunt today, her only son, Taj's cousin, Radarius Everson, was with Taj in that line Saturday night. He was also shot. He is in the ICU right now, but his mom says she believes he will survive. a very difficult time for that family. Now, WVTM 13's John Papke is following the investigation into this case. He's at the South Precinct right now, where officers were actually dispatched from. And John, is the public helping solve this case?
Well, Lisa, even before this morning's press conference with the mayor, the police chief, and the FBI, the Crime Stoppers branch locally had already received at least 50 tips from the community, and that was before a huge historic announcement that actually provided an increased incentive for more people to step up. Now, the investigators in this case are recruiting the public's help to actually bring the shooter or shooters to justice. 21 total victims, 4 died, 4 more suffered life-threatening gunshot wounds like we mentioned. Today, police confirmed that a dozen of those victims have been released from the
vote.
Oh, yeah. No, he did. He spoke about the election. Yeah, the mayor or some shit.
Protection. I think they said.
Oh, protection. Okay, because I saw 2024 too.
It says that what was affected on September 21st, 2024. We ask for your protection, healing, wisdom, and clarity.
Nah, the mayor made that bitch political though. The mayor definitely made that dude right there, the black guy.
Couldn't help it.
Yeah, he definitely pushed that political shit though.
Yeah. It was funny when he said America has a gun problem. It's like, yeah, it's America, right?
Just one of many.
Wounds like we mentioned. Today, police confirmed that a dozen of those victims have been released from the hospital. As of this morning, no suspects were in custody, but Crime Stoppers has announced a $50,000 reward. You heard that right. It's its largest ever, which goes to anyone with information which leads to an arrest. On top of that, the FBI is willing to match that amount for a tip which puts the shooter in prison. Birmingham's top FBI agent hopes those with a key to the case will pick up the phone.
The purpose of that is to ensure that we root out the most violent and heinous individuals that seek to bring violence to our community.
It's a
damn shame. We get a no confidence vote on the fucking FBI director in fucking Birmingham. Golly. Like, some people did the crime. Some people investigating the crime. Some people legislating the crime. God, bruh, no. Can we get a fucking strong glider man in here?
Hey, listen,
ain't a whole lot of them around.
we got
we got fired.
Birmingham is not a Birmingham is a shithole, bro. Real talk.
It's not. A lot of it's really fucking nice.
Birmingham is nice, bro. Like,
wow.
Birmingham is nice. Birmingham is not like outside of like fucking the Gump, outside of like they downtown or they Riverwalk, or Mobile got they like decent downtown and the rest is a shithole. Birmingham is a nice town, man. It's like a nice city, bro. They got a nice downtown. It's established. They got a lot of fucking business. Like,
well, most parts of it anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, bro. Birmingham is dope.
Yeah. Listen, man, when you talking about a son, like having lived in PG County and, you know, lived in DC and just been in PG County, I've seen places that are nice, just sons there. Even when it still looks nice, just sons being there, and it's a fucking hood.
No. I'm not saying it like that. I'm talking about like if you go to like the nice parts of Birmingham, you're not seeing like hood sons though. Like the nice parts of Birmingham are like still gliderish. Like the fact that everything is blackety black from the mayor to the fucking FBI director in the area to all this other shit is kind of surprising because gliders didn't flee Birmingham all the way. A lot of them did move to Hoover and all that other shit, but like it's a lot of gliders in the nice areas of Birmingham.
Entrenched in the hills.
Yeah.
Wow. We got a glider mass shooter that years ago finally got his sentence, man.
This community lost 10 lights when the defendant chose to kill as many people as he could at King Soopers.
Justice for the people killed in the March 2021 mass shooting in Boulder.
Tonight, we remember Nevin Stanisic.
Nevin is not just another statistic of people who have lost their lives in a mass shooting.
Kevin Mahoney.
He was the best dad to my brother and me and a wonderful husband to my mom.
Trelona Barkoya.
Anna was my firstborn child, my daughter, and my best friend.
Ricky Olds.
Ricky was born with a spark of a pure heart, and she was beyond kind.
Denny Stong.
I lost 9 people I knew and worked with that day.
What about
The
you?
hardest was my son, Denny Stong.
I said I'm waiting on a life that matters. I ain't seen one that matters, bro. Because I thought only Black Lives Matter, man. What the fuck is this shit, bro? This shit. Take that sad music off and put on some Lizzo in the background or some
I
shit.
thought with Nevin and Kevin we might get a Devin, but we didn't.
Man, I was waiting on the fucking Black Lives that matter, bro. This shit don't matter, bro. This is fake news, bro.
Nah, these people got privilege, man.
And worked with that day. The hardest was my son, Denny Stong.
Lynn Murray.
Mom, I'm so grateful to have been and continue to be your daughter.
Terry Liker.
We will go forward with our love for her and cherish the great
Just more
happy
white on white
memories.
crime.
Jody Waters.
Her life may have ended that dreaded day, but not her soul.
Suzanne Fountain.
She had an incredible impact on the community and on our family, and it's a true loss for them.
And Officer Eric Talley.
The blood that was on that floor of the grocery store was my blood, because that's my brother.
Tonight, we pay tribute to those loved ones lost as the Boulder Strong community leaves its darkest day behind.
What year was
matters
this?
today is that justice has finally been done in this case.
Last year, 2 years ago.
And it's just on the criminal case. The victims will forever carry with them the loss.
2021.
But today we bring what has been a really painful chapter in the criminal court to an end, to its rightful end.
The man who killed 10 people in Boulder King Soopers 3 years ago will spend the rest of his life.
This was a Sandman.
Thank you very much for joining us for Denver 7 News at 10.
Oh, wow, yeah, it was. I think it was he looked like a glider, but he
Ahmad
had
Alawi.
During Obama's second term, that we had a lot of not a lot. We had a handful of Islamist extreme mass shooters.
I don't really remember this one as much. He got 10 people.
Yeah, he did. I remember this when it happened. He did his thing, man. Like I think he was 10 for under 20. I don't think it was over 20. I think he had
and that's a good ratio. He
was
sure.
Yeah.
I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jessica Porter. After less than 8 hours of deliberating, the jury found the shooter guilty of all 55 counts. They rejected the not guilty by reason of insanity plea from the defense, finding the defendant sane when he shot and killed 10 people on March 22nd, 2021.
And the packed courtroom breathed just a collective sigh of relief as that guilty verdict was read on all counts.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon has been in the courtroom since this trial began at the start.
We just talk about how crazy gliders are, that you got to be sitting on pins and needles to hope that this guy gets found guilty in their glider system.
Right.
Yeah, it needs to be like executive order. Like if you get 4 people in like an attempt to like a senseless mass shooting type shit when it's random, not like gang violence because that'd be racist, but like if you did like some random shit like this and you got more than 4, it should just be automatic death sentence, bro.
Yeah,
Wait, they didn't.
I agree.
They didn't know that he did it.
No. But what I'm saying is, you can defend his defense. He tried to defend himself.
He tried to do the insanity role.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you kill more than 4, not gang related, like, yeah, bro, you just go ahead and just die, bro. It's cool.
Do people ever get off on like multiple bodies on insanity? Does that happen?
Yeah, it's happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go to the nut house.
Nut house, but they closed a lot of those nut houses, so it's rarer now. But yeah.
But today was a whirlwind of emotions.
So many emotions.
The woman who killed what did she do? I think the woman who stabbed Martin Luther King, she died in a nut house like 40 years later. The one who stabbed him before he didn't die obviously, but the one who stabbed Martin Luther King, she just walked up and stabbed him with a letter opener,
Yeah.
and they sent her to a nut house, and she died like 5 years ago or something like that.
No, she got did she not get out? She got out the nut house, right? No, that was
I don't know, but I know
that was
I
the
know she was in
attempted
there for
assassination of the president.
Yeah.
She ended up getting out.
That's gotta suck when you
What was
go
her
to
name?
jail.
What president was it that she shot or whatever? Or shot at? I don't think she hit him. She shot at him, or what was it?
Same woman?
You talking about Martin Luther King?
No, the president. She shot at one of the presidents in the 80s.
That same woman?
No, different lady.
A lady shot at the president in the 80s?
Yeah, like she tried to kill. It was the second attempt on his life. What president was that?
Reagan?
Reagan, I think.
There was a shot at Bush too, I think.
No, it was Reagan. It was Reagan. She had a shot.
Wait,
at
no,
Reagan.
you're talking about Sarah Jane Moore, who attempted to
Shot at
assassinate
Ford.
Gerald Ford.
That's what it was. Yeah, was it Gerald Ford?
That's
Squeaky
what
Fromm
it
too.
says here.
All right, yeah. So yeah, and she got out. She's out now.
Okay. Yeah, the guy who shot Reagan, he's home too. He did a long time. He did like.
But this woman took an attempt on Martin Luther King and failed and went to jail. And just a couple years later, someone actually succeeded. So she's got to be sitting there kicking herself. If she just waited, she'd still be out. She wouldn't be behind bars. You know.
Telling.
Emotion, so much anxiety in the courtroom before that verdict was read. You could feel it. Everyone waiting to hear one word, guilty, and then they heard it 55 times. Of course, that doesn't change what happened on that day in 2021, but many of the people I spoke with, they had experienced a wave of relief, and they were a little bit shocked by the sense of closure they felt today.
This is the longest thing I've ever had to wait for an answer on, and now it's here.
A wait, more than 3 years in the making.
As I was driving in here, I was really shaking a lot, feeling rushed. I looked up at the mountains coming into Boulder, and I just thought of my dad, and I heard him say, "Slow down, you're okay. I got you."
Erica Mahoney's dad, Kevin, is one of the 10 people killed in the Boulder King Supers mass shooting. He was killed while returning his shopping cart.
I prayed and hoped that my dad's final moments were painless.
It's such a glider thing to do.
Exercising white excellence got him killed.
Right.
White
If he was
excellence
just
got
a
him
son,
killed.
man, that bitch would have been like
If
right
you just
in
let
the
the
next
sideways in the parking
He'd be
spot.
alive right now.
Yeah. Look, hey, so responsibility and fucking being accountable is a fucking death sentence, bro. God damn.
Damn.
That's how whites catch strays, you know, throwing away their garbage at Burger King. That's how you get taken out. Putting away
Yeah,
your
bro,
shopping
you should
cart.
just threw that shit out the
That's
car,
definitely true.
man, or just put that shit in the next parking spot and fuck it up for everybody, bro. Come on, man.
Wow.
Shaking a lot, feeling rushed. I looked up at the mountains coming into Boulder, and I just thought of my dad, and I heard him say, "Slow down, you're okay. I got you."
Erica Mahoney's dad, Kevin, is one of the 10 people killed in the Boulder King Supers mass shooting. He was killed while returning his shopping cart.
I prayed and hoped that my dad's final moments were painless, that he was oblivious to it all. However, as the footage portrayed, that was not the case.
She gave her victim impact statement alongside several other loved ones after a jury returned the guilty verdict for the shooter.
He has given us a life sentence, robbing us of family. Why should he get any less?
Olivia McKenzie speaking on behalf of her mom, Lynn Murray, who was murdered while shopping for Instacart.
They were honored, and we were kind of, and our pain had been honored too.
Finding strength in numbers throughout the trial and at the press conference following sentencing, where the shooter received 10 consecutive life sentences on top of 1,334 years in prison.
I will never say his name. He took Jody from us.
With this verdict, it ensures that this murderer will pay for his crimes and his heinous, brutal murders for the rest of his life.
I miss him. I miss his laugh, and I wish you'd all known him. Thank you.
With some surprised to feel closure.
I always knew my mom to freeze in face of fear, and I was so proud to learn she fought, she ran, she hid, and she tried to run, and I cannot even picture this woman who wouldn't.
Oh, that makes you that makes it even worse, Jack. God, but these people are trying to cope. They're trying to find something to hold on to. Like you're happy that your mom was hunted like a dog. But
Yo,
listen, I will say this though, like I kind of get it when you think about it, because it's like, and you know what I'm saying, like at least she tried, I guess. Like she
Yeah.
got to look at the price. It's a glass half full, half empty type scenario.
Fight, flight, or freeze, man. But I will
Yeah.
say, you gliders are weird people, man. Y'all different, dog. Y'all are different, man. I
I
don't know
don't.
No doubt.
how y'all kept. I don't know how y'all kept power so long, bruh. I don't know, man. That shit
Ingenuity.
shows. Yeah, that shit shows the different type of like a weakness in us that y'all kept power this long. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it really isn't bad things about y'all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, bro. But like, I think
Don't
we
worry,
both.
the Chinaman has got something in store for y'all. Just wait.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, he do a better job, man. Y'all had it though.
Of oppression? I think so. You saw that shopping or that shipping container video in Africa I did a while back?
Nah, I gotta check it
You
out.
talking about? You talking about when that tiger
The
was smacking the
belt
shit
to a
out of them
Sunman
Sunday?
ass initiative.
Yeah, he was literally putting belt to ass on them niggas.
Yeah. I'm talking
Yup.
about like a 6'5" Sunman was getting not chained or nothing. He was just taking them shits because he know the fucking Chinaman don't play, man. Listen, man. The fact that gliders have been in power has been a blessing to Sons.
I don't know how we stayed in power that long either. Though. You didn't facts on
Yeah, it's been a blessing, but also, like we talk about plenty of time, make sure you hit the like button. Everyone hit the like button right now. Take the $5 challenge. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. But like we talk about often, this glider that's currently populating the Earth right now is not the same glider from 500 years ago. That
Not even
glider
close.
was a different species, not in DNA, but he was a different species in
Like aggression or like
what he had to
tolerance,
go
like
through. Yeah.
y'all
Think
were
about
like
it.
they were like
Yeah.
intolerable. Like you see dumb shit, you call it out right away. You not letting motherfuckers fuck y'all women like that. Like
It was during the
y'all were,
patriarchy.
yeah, man. Y'all were with that shit, man. I was like, shit. I look back and I be like, man, look at those gliders go. But now it's like, fuck, y'all letting the white guys for fucking Harris ads air in multiple states, bruh. That's crazy work.
Yeah.
We've been worn down to a nub.
Yeah, you have, man. It's been rough, man. Good run though.
Also though, like when you factor in the fact that like they say the you know the old statement, good times make weak men. Like gliders, look at what they look at TV. Just look at the television. Look at the telephone. Look
What
at what
about
they
penicillin?
created. Penicillin. Look
That
at what
helped a
they
little bit.
created. Anesthesia.
Look at the Glock.
Look at the life they created for everyone. And these are not even good times. Look at what we're doing right now. This is
Yeah, this the white man's internet, man. Y'all did it, man.
superb times. They've created unbelievably good times.
Y'all
Yeah, we
should have
created the
slowed it
internet.
down, man. I think y'all should have had a national or worldwide meeting and just not gave everybody the privileges of this shit. Y'all should
You're
have just kept
absolutely
this
right.
shit as like a secret society or some shit. And then wherever y'all go, it'd have been like the gliders Wakanda, man. Y'all could have had all that shit. I'm pretty sure y'all could have made a motherfucking a separate universe if y'all put y'all minds to it, man.
Well,
yet-
you know, hopefully gliders will be able to exploit AI in that fashion, or at least become one with the AI, and then we're gonna see what's up. Just wait.
Yeah.
We created all that stuff and we shared it. Even gave you guys your favorite word and not even a thank you.
Think about
We are all glider.
Hey, that's the truth, bro. And then look, they gave it to us, and then we banned it though. We said y'all can't even say it with the A on that bitch, like the
Yeah, that's
GA.
true.
Damn, that's tough. Yeah, man, I
Think about
appreciate that,
yourself.
nigga.
Think about where this guy who did this is from, right? In his region, all of their wealth is built on a glider invention. The what's that thing they call that pulls the oil out of the ground?
Pump jack.
Derek,
Huh?
the
Yeah,
wells.
dirt or
Pump jack.
yeah. Without that glider invention that extracts the oil, without the glider inventions that require the oil,
You know, like
that
everything.
made it need for oil to be
Motherfucker,
found,
fuck that. Imagine without gliders, we would have just thought that shit was black water.
we would have never found it. It's too deep. We'd never found it.
Concentrated melanin under the earth.
Yeah, no, we probably wouldn't. Yeah, we would have been like, look at this. This is fucking dye or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if we accidentally found it.
So these people in this Muslim part of the world, what you would call Arabs, all of their wealth comes from that glider invention. They have no resources. They have nothing but sand. Gliders made something that dug to the fucking depths of the earth and found something that they could make millions off of. And now they're using those millions to fucking
And invented
terrorize
the
you.
lion's share of the devices that created the demand for it too.
It's insane, man. Y'all are insane. The fact that y'all didn't just annex all of that land where the oil is, the fact that you let them keep that shit.
That's
insane.
Like, what's the fact that y'all be letting niggas like have their own bro?
Y'all are the smartest, kindest, stupidest.
That's all.
Fucking colonizers
But
ever.
there's a lot of
dog.
based glider individuals, you have to admit. Like Lawrence of Arabia, he goes and organizes all the Muslims and makes them fight the Turks. Just one blue-eyed, blonde-haired white guy and changes the whole course of the Arabian Peninsula.
Yeah,
Right.
That shit ain't around no more.
Y'all had some tough ones, bro. Obviously, y'all had some like dope ones that was like that are needed now, but that y'all just can't. I think the ones that were needed for like society all came around the same time, man. And y'all didn't spread it out. Like we needed that shit to spread out, bro. Y'all motherfuckers it was just too many early Diddy parties on the glider spectrum, bro. Y'all was getting to it.
South Africa to me, that's one of the ones where I'm like, yo, how the fuck? As a son man, I'm like, how the fuck y'all let these niggas get any of that power?
The whole
Like,
glider
any of
world
it.
turned its back on.
Yeah, they
on them.
got South Africa. I heard they killing the shit out of gliders.
Yep.
Like that shit's still insane to me. The Tigers, once they get in that bitch, man, I don't think they ever getting up.
I think during the Civil War, the South should have convinced the North to just take Canada, bro, and just leave their ass alone, man. I think y'all would have been straight if y'all still had the Confederate.
We could have exported all the Sun people to Canada.
Low key, y'all should have all came into an agreement, but it was the liberal motherfuckers back then that fucked it up.
Goddamn Thaddeus Stevens.
Like that woman that tried to stab Martin Luther King. If we had just waited 10, 15 more years, the slaves would have been replaced by machines. We wouldn't have had to kill 700,000 people. Just wait. Slavery will burn itself out.
The Industrial Revolution. Yeah, but maybe you wouldn't have done the Industrial Revolution if you had the slaves, because slavery does hold societies back. Maybe the fact that you needed to come up with another way to do it, your glider innovation gene kicked in. Because one thing about gliders, they're problem solvers. So the abolition of slavery created a problem.
And that's when the steam.
We're still dealing with it.
All that other shit, right?
One problem we can't fix.
Yeah, this one problem gliders can't fix, bro.
Well, it's been more than 4 years, but
man.
Well, it's been more than 4 years, but a 2020 murder case in Montgomery remains unsolved tonight. A 19-year-old was found shot and killed in a car. WSFA 12 News anchor Jasmine Williams is looking back at the case in this month's 12 News Defenders case file.
What happened and why?
A night out turns deadly. A family destroyed.
It has destroyed my life completely. I'm not the same person I was.
This is the 12 News Defenders case file. Eric Johnson.
What happened to my child?
Born August 8th, 2000, Eric's mother, LaShawn Thomas, said her son's troubles started young and escalated when he got to high school.
Started getting into a little trouble, and then they put him in a alternative school.
But from there, her son would go on.
When she says a little trouble, just for the gliders out there, she's not like talking about what you gliders think is a little trouble.
Yeah, like when she
Just
talking
one
about like
little
little
mistake
trouble.
and went to special school.
Yo, nah, when she talking about a little trouble, that's like gliders say a little trouble is like speaking out of turn or fucking just leaving a classroom, going to the
Toilet paper in the house.
So when she say a little trouble, the fact that she admitted it, that's probably, I think, the top would be murder, and the bottom
Yeah,
would
he
be
caught a body.
carjacking. Like the bottom,
Yeah.
like the lowest level of a little trouble would be getting caught with like guns or like carjacking people.
Yeah, he definitely was a member of the Bloods.
And then they put him in a alternative school.
But from there, her son would go on, get a job, and start working. And in 2019, she noticed a major shift. Eric found out he had a baby on the way, a son, and he was ready to be a father. Things seemed to be going well until that night, January 6, 2020. Someone came to her door.
Damn, you got killed on the
And
6th.
some girls at the door say something that happened to Eric.
A group of girls showed up and said Eric was hurt. She rushed to the scene on Coliseum Boulevard. Her son's car crashed into a pole. He was shot and did not survive. His mother started piecing together what led up to that crash.
He left Club G's and he dropped somebody off, and then he went to meet someone else, from my understanding. But I don't know who that someone is.
Still so many unknowns. Years later, she has no idea what happened after Eric left the club or why someone shot him. Her family still comes together each August to celebrate his birthday, remember her son, and spend time with his son, her grandchild.
Got a 4-year-old son. Never did get a chance to see. He was killed 22 days before he was born. It's just too many people for nobody to not know what happened to my child.
People.
Tell me about it, man. They're going through the same thing in Birmingham now, sister.
Did they call him Lil Eric?
That motherfucker dropped the L off Lil. How you shorten up a
Y'all can damn
abbreviating an abbreviation, bro?
Dash don't be silent.
God,
You need an apostrophe in there if
damn.
you're gonna do that. You need
That
another
motherfucker-
apostrophe.
How you? It's already little to live. That motherfucker turned that bitch to Lee.
Lil Eric.
Savage in the bit.
Wow.
He was a man of few words and even fewer letters.
Yeah, that seems the case.
Damn, man, that's
And
crazy.
even fewer brain, fewer IQ points.
Man, I don't understand like how y'all even like get these people platforms, bruh. Ain't no look. I'll tell y'all this right now, bruh. If he was meeting somebody, that means he text that person, right? Or at least called that person. So the police know exactly who he was meeting up with. That motherfucker, they just ain't tell her that shit. Or they probably told her, but she don't want to hear who it is or some shit. Because they know exactly who he was meeting up with.
Exactly.
That's so easy to get. You getting that shit in like a week. The phone dump.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But they probably need somebody to, point that person out. They need somebody to come to put their name on.
22 days before he was born. It's just too many people for nobody to not know what happened to my child.
People she hopes will come forward after all these years with answers
Yo,
and her son.
more people were killed on this January 6th than on the January 6th that we talk about all the time. Isn't that's crazy?
Hey, ain't it funny how look how they dropped the L off of Liv, but they added the K on Eric.
Interesting.
Wow.
That is interesting.
Wow.
Mercurial people.
I was in a customer's house today that had a 13-year-old boy who was killed a few years ago, and they had like a life-size picture that was like I'm not sure what you call it, but it was a full-size
Cardboard
picture.
Head, what do they call those heads? Heads or something?
Cardboard cutout.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's cardboard cutout.
Fat heads. Yeah, some shit they call
But
it.
he was 13 and he was throwing up gang signs, and this was a staple in like the dining room.
Wow.
Throwing them up from the dead.
That's extra hard.
Yeah, but going back to the whole thing of gliders being weak. Unfortunately, I agree with you, but it's a double-edged sword. If gliders were going to do what the country needed, most people wouldn't like it.
Yeah, but we don't like what's going on now.
Meaning women.
Yeah, like dude, we don't
I mean,
like.
there's a huge amount of glider men that would also be highly resistant to that. Let's not cap about it.
Nah, I think y'all just gotta.
I didn't make it.
I
didn't make it racial. I didn't make it racial. I'm saying most people wouldn't like it. Is what I said.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, look what Sons are doing. Sons, we're doing what we need to do. How you liking that?
We all know what needs to be done.
Listen, man, and it don't even got to be extermination. It don't have to be that. Listen, enforce the law.
Yeah,
if you started with just enforcing the law to the letter, I'm talking about to the letter of the law.
And then if
You would
y'all
have-
wasn't shy about how many jails need to be built,
And the percentage of people who are in the jails,
right?
you have to
You
be
know
real
what I'm saying?
about that.
You
listen,
can't worry
I
about
agree.
shit like that.
Like I agree with you. I'm not saying you're wrong. But what I'm saying is if gliders did what we needed to be done. Like, listen, we're not doing what needs to be done, and you cannot stop the perpetual crying that you hear every day. And we're not doing what needs to be done. If we were doing what needs to be done, like Trump didn't do anything and he was Hitler. Like
Right, if you actually enforce the law, you're going to be even worse than that.
Exactly. That's my point. Like you already, if you're a white straight male that is conservative, you are the next coming of Hitler. Now, if you actually,
or
if
a
you
white
need,
straight woman that can play basketball. Go ahead, man.
but if we actually ended up doing what needed to be done, it'd be worse than that. And the problem is that right now we're kind of slightly below majority of the population agrees that we need to do what needs to be done. Especially like in the last 10 years, it's probably going to be a few more years before the mass majority agrees what needs to be done.
How many years?
Probably 10. It's probably going to take 10 years. It's probably countries probably have to get way worse before we get to
10
yes.
is like that, yo. But yeah, listen.
It's gonna be like the UK, bro. Y'all tripping.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Now, could things turn in the right direction in the next 10 years? Yeah, certainly. But not to the way you talking about where the things that need to be done are done. No way. That listen, here's the thing. Even when Trump gets in power, they're not closing the border. They're just kind of like, this is just to like stem the tide a little bit to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not shutting the border down.
Yeah, but if Trump gets in, it'll actually prolong what needs to be done.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a turn it in the right direction, but it ain't gonna get it. You gotta elect Trump just to save your fucking country.
No, I agree.
Okay? Fuck gaining anything.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, it's going to take probably about, like, if you got to think about it, the country is moving so progressively, and people are upset now. So if Trump gets in for only 4 years, he's going to be a Band-Aid on the hole. But in the next 10 years after Trump's gone, tell me a Democratic politician that's not as progressive as Harris. Like every Democrat that's going to be running is going to be either Harris or worse. Like you're not really going to get like a John F. Kennedy type of Democrat in the next 10 years.
Well, it
That's
depends on how she does, though, because one thing about the Democrats that we've seen over the years, they love power. So if they see if Harris loses in a landslide, they'll come back with a Bill Clinton.
Nah, they gonna come back with somebody that's more moderate. So,
Yeah, they'll come back with a Clinton.
what about old boy from Pennsylvania? Is he moderate? Like
yeah,
Shapiro?
but the issue that you have to understand is the far left. They've allowed the far left to grow in
They
such
try to
strength.
distance. They trying to distance themselves.
They're
from that
trying
guy.
to, but they have to still keep them handled. So
They
like
just doing
if
that for the election. If Harris losing a landslide for real, they're gonna separate from the far left too. Like on some like the ones that's like pro Palestine and all that extra whatever.
I'm not
They
disagreeing with you, but the problem is
Trans.
they've allowed the far left to get too strong.
yeah, and
Like-
that's why
So
they
you
separate.
think that they can't? You think that the far left has so much power that they don't need the party,
DNC.
the whole party, the DNC.
It's not no, I'm not saying that they have so much power, but the problem is you have to realize is the Democratic Party is based on a bunch of small groups joining together to gain power. So if you have a falling off of black women, a falling off of black men, a falling off of Hispanics, you have a falling off of white women, all you need to do is take small percentages of each group for the Democrats not to be able to win. And the problem is they've been allowing the far left to get away with such crazy stuff. Like there's been multiple people that have been killed because of the far left on the right side. There's been multiple things of violence. They've allowed the far left to get so strong that you're not going to be able to get those people that are that far gone to turn back on their ideology. So it's going to be kind of like when Trump ran for office the first time. When he ran in 2016, the Republican Party was not a group of the common man. It was a party of the elite. So they didn't think he was going to win running for the common man in 2016. Now
Well, he is elite, though. He is an elite. He's Donald Trump. But
yes. Yes, but what I'm saying is his positioning with what his ideology was more for the common man. Common people could relate to him.
Yeah, because he's a lifelong Democrat. So he mixed the both.
I agree with you, but that's not what the Republican Party was. So him coming into power or running, if you look at what the party was and what he was, by the numbers, it didn't look like it would happen. Now, if she ends up losing, there's not a whole lot. You're not going to really win over a lot of Republicans to move over there. The left isn't going to vote for the far left isn't going to vote for a Republican, but they're so far past they're so far left. The Democrats are in a very bad spot.
Yeah, I get it. I got you.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the left, that everything you said, there's some truth to it about the dynamics and all that stuff. But here's the thing about the left. They play this game, whatever the political game that is now. In the 80s, they sucked at it. Dukakis, Mondale, all that shit. They were horrible with those. However, this game has evolved, they play this shit so much better than Republicans, that whatever dynamic, whatever changes, they already play the game. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like how you would say somebody like Serena, if you know about tennis. Her serve was so much faster and harder than any other woman's serve that it didn't matter how much more skilled tennis players there were. There were a lot of tennis players that were more skilled than her. But if she serves the fucking ball and you can't hit it back, you don't get a chance to show your skill. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
So it's
I agree.
Yo,
I agree with
yo,
you. I agree
yeah.
with you, but right now the Democratic Party is in a position of being Williams, but injured. When you got Gaza and Israel going on, you have the far left taking a moderate position is not going to be beneficial. If they can't cheat or if they can't do things like the illegals, like why do you think that like there's the cheating, the illegals, the machines, like there's so many things they're trying to do. Their party is dying. Their party is dying. And a good majority of their party is extreme. Like the TDS that's going on in that party is crazy. So
salute to Savrix, man. Savrix in the building. Shout out to Savrix. He says, "Oh, Yeller, put him down." I want to ask you what you think about this comment right here. This dude says, you overestimate Democrats like crazy. It's weird to listen to. Is that kind of like what you think about what I'm saying? Do you echo these sentiments?
no, I don't. No. Like the Democrats they've ran the gambit of politics very good for a long time, but the problem is they've allowed too many things to fester. Like you can look at Rome. Rome was a strong empire, but they started allowing immigration and they started allowing outside entities to get power in their community and in their empire, and it collapsed. And that's what the Democratic Party is going through. Like if they would have shunned the far left, they'd be better off. But like if you look at the Tea Party effectively is the mega party now. The same people that were for the Tea Party became the mega party for Trump. So the difference is the Tea Party was pushed and they were called racist. They were the Republican Party, the power tried to squash them and they resurfaced back as the mega party. The difference between the Tea Party and the far left progressives is the Democratic Party did not squash the progressives. They've been feeding them with allowing them to get away with bullshit and allowing them to get on stage. So they've taken a part of the party that the Democrats, if they lose it, like most of the women are progressives. Like young women are progressives. Zoomer women are progressive. They're more liberal than any other generation. They just have a multitude of things going on at the same time to where the party can't function the way that it did. And like Joe Biden was considered to be a moderate, but he was one of the most progressive. Him being in power is one of the most progressive we've had, even though he's a long life like moderate Democrat. Like he was supposed to be moderate to Obama. Like the point of him being on Obama's ticket was he's the older, wiser, moderate person to balance out the ticket for Obama. And now that he's president, he's even been more radical than the radical points of Obama. He's getting flack for not siding with Gaza. Like a good.
I got you, but hold on. But I got you, but once Democrats see a path to power, like yes, Joe Biden, he was Crime Bill Joe, but once he saw firsthand that Obama used identity politics and racial division and sexuality and all that stuff to rise to power, he switched up because that was the path to power. And that's what you always going to have with Democrats, like that. Whatever the path to, listen, they were the planter class. They were the KKK at one point. And then when the tea leaves changed, when the zeitgeist changed, when the wind blew another way, they switched to something else. They'll do whatever it takes to get power.
I agree. But the issue is that the people that they're trying to get vote for them are more radical because of the positions that they were taking. Like,
well, here's the thing: the people you say they're more radical. Here's the thing: those people, those weirdos, the blue hair liberals, the trans people, the people that protest for fucking a Muslim country that would fucking turn them into slaves in a heartbeat. Those people are real, and they're real stupid. And the lower IQ you have, the more likely you are to be a Democrat voter, i.e., women, i.e., some people, i.e., da 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 da. So as long as you got lower IQ people, the emotional triggers and shit that the Democrats, pulling on those things is always going to have voters. Now, here's the thing: could there be a backlash to that? That's what you need. You need a backlash to that. You need them to have gone so far to the left that there's a backlash that people can come together and fight against it. Yes, and that's what happened in 2016 to a degree. But then they did what they do. They started the pandemic. I firmly believe that if they were in power, we wouldn't have had social distancing. We wouldn't have had 1 day of wearing masks. We might not even have had the vaccine rush. They might have done the vaccine and just let it go through normally. Like however, what it take, like a year, 2 years to really do a real vaccine.
No, it takes decades.
Yeah, they rushed this one. I think had they been in power, when that novel virus came about, you wouldn't have had 1 day of social distancing, lockdowns, any of that shit. They wouldn't have ruined no economy while they were in power. They did that shit to get Trump out.
I agree with you.
Simultaneous. They had people out of work. They had people you couldn't get on a plane without a vax card. They had people you couldn't go to school. Your kids couldn't go to school. You couldn't gather for funerals, while simultaneously hundreds of people in every city protesting in the streets every single day. They had that shit going on right in front of your eyes.
I don't disagree with you, but
and that's what I'm saying. That type of people that would do that, you really can't play the game. You can't fuck with them. That's Jordan level of playing the game.
I agree with you. Their positioning, but with politics is good, but the problem that I'm trying to get you to understand is that they had, like, when it comes to low IQ black votes, they got that for the most part. Like, I literally heard a dude on a stream today talk about how Kamala Harris's plan to build 3 million houses in 4 years was a great thing for her to be a president.
That's some communist shit if I've ever heard.
So I agree
God.
with you that there's a mass majority of the people that are going to vote because she's blue. But the people that I'm talking about are only going to vote for her if they double down and go farther. So the people that they need to pander to are more extreme. The low IQ people that are retarded are going to vote for her because she's blue. So it doesn't really matter the position that she puts out, because she's going to be pandering for the people that won't vote for her if she's not far left enough. And that's my point. The dumb women that says, hey, she's black, I'm going to vote for her, or hey, it's a gay guy, I'm going to vote for him because he's gay, those people are in the bag. But the people that are only going to vote for her if she's far left, those are the people that the party is going to keep pandering to. You're not going to be able to take a moderate position and win those people over, which will lose votes and will lose elections.
You're acting like there's a 5-party system. There's a 2-party system. So those people all the way to the left only have 2 options, and the option that they're going to choose is Democrat. So you have that, but then you have this, the media. I mean, the hold that they have on the mainstream media is just, it's insane. I mean, it's really Fox. Have you seen Fox News the last couple of years? Fox is so
they cuck.
not right. Like they're not a right-wing station anymore. They're literally like just they're CNN where they actually ask hard questions. It would be like if Dana Bash or fucking Don Lemon actually just asked hard questions, but it's still Don Lemon and it's still fucking Anderson Hunt Cooper, the same motherfucker, just asking a follow-up every once in a while to a Democrat. That's all Fox is now. So you don't have anything. You gotta have like a subscription to get OAN or Fox Live Nation or whatever that shit is called. You can't get any fucking. They dominate the news. Do you understand that fucking what's that? Rotten Tomatoes wouldn't even put what's that movie? Am I Racist? They wouldn't even review that shit. Think about that. Like the hold they have on the country's media, even with Elon Musk having Twitter, which is just could you imagine if Elon Musk didn't own Twitter? Like but here's the thing with Elon Musk. And I'm gonna end it like this because we got a lot to do. Look at how conservatives when they get something. When Elon Musk has Twitter, he doesn't ban liberals when they say crazy stuff. He doesn't change the algorithm to favor. He just plays right down the middle. He said, I'm gonna make it fair for everyone. When Democrats and liberals get power, they don't think like that. They're not like, all right, well, we're in power, so everything will be fair for everyone. No, they fucking ban conservatives. They fucking shadow ban conservatives. They do all that shit. They fucking deplatform conservatives. When conservatives get power, they say 50-50. Everybody gets a fair shake. And you can't win like that, man. The only way you can win is if Elon Musk, when he bought Twitter, he started deplatforming fucking Rashad Richey. He deplatformed Rachel Maddow. He deplatformed all them and then shadow banned all the other little ones and shit like that. Young Turks and shit. Young Turks getting fucking 4 likes on a goddamn post. You know what I'm saying? Young Turks tweet something out, they get 4 likes on it. That would be the only way you can play the game. Conservatives don't play the game like that. They play the game fair. They play to the rules. And listen, as long as they're doing that, how do you fix that? You can't. But let's move along, man.
I think a lot of that is
good shit though. Go ahead.
I think a lot of that is with him not with how people on the right are. They think their arguments are better, so they actually want to have a conversation versus like leftists. They just want they don't even want to hear that shit. They just like, oh, get that shit the fuck out of here. You're evil. You're a Nazi. You're a racist. You're a transphobe, homophobe, misogynist. Like they don't even want to hear the argument.
Messaging, yeah, they're good at messaging.
Well, it's the point of having morals.
We're outside the mirror.
Right. And in this game and in any game, let's just talk about baseball, steroids. Could you imagine being a baseball player in the 90s and I'm not going to use steroids and everybody else is using them and you're in the fucking minor leagues the next year?
We're outside the Maricopa County Intake, Transfer, and Release Facility near 27th Avenue and Lower Buckeye, getting a new look at an attempted assault that happened here. An inmate crawling from the men's side over to the women's side.
Mr. Avery, you're here for several felony charges.
April 11th, Justin Avery was arrested, accused of assaulting 2 women near Arizona State's campus. Avery was free the very next day when police say he is.
See what I'm saying? Like, You can't listen. If you think the group that's going to say, "Hey, man, you just assaulted 2 women, you got to sit in jail till your trial," or the group that said, "Hey, man, you assaulted 2 white women. All right, man. Promise us that you're going to be a good boy until your trial in 2 years, and we want you back here in 2 years to stand trial." Who the fuck you think this guy's mama is going to vote for?
Avery, you're here for several felony charges.
April 11th, Justin Avery was arrested, accused of assaulting 2 women near Arizona State's campus. Avery was free the very next day when police say he assaulted 3 more women, also at ASU. Later that week, Avery was in the Maricopa County Intake, Transfer, and Release Facility near 27th Ave in Buckeye, awaiting court processing for the charges. The facility is separated into 2 sides, male and female. But watch on the screen as security cameras show Avery dropping to the ground and beginning to crawl, undetected by detention officers, over to the female side of the facility. We'll stop the video here, but it shows him getting behind a woman who was asleep and lowering his pants. Court records say another woman said aloud, "Hey, get off her," to which video shows Avery shushing the woman, the noise alerting an officer who called for backup. The entire incident.
Yo, this is, yo, I gotta play this again because even me, this is unbelievable. What was this story the other day I said was the craziest story I ever heard? One of the craziest stories I ever heard. What was that story the other day? Y'all remember?
Dang. I remember you saying that, but fuck.
What was that story the other day? It was
Does it have
last
to do with
week.
an old person?
Somebody in the chat gotta remember that story.
It was like some
Cucumber story.
oh, the
Guy.
cucumber. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cucumber man. Thank you guys. Salute to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Ock Nation, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Because I couldn't remember it. Cucumber. I think this might be a crazier story than Cucumber. Wow.
Mr. Avery, you're here for several felony charges.
April 11th, Justin Avery was arrested, accused of assaulting 2 women near Arizona State's campus. Avery was free the very next day when police say he assaulted 3 more women, also at ASU. Later that week, Avery was in the Maricopa County Intake, Transfer, and Release Facility near 27th Ave in Buckeye, awaiting court processing for the charges. The facility is separated into 2 sides, male and female. But watch on the screen as security cameras show Avery dropping to the ground and beginning to crawl, undetected by detention officers, over to the female side of the facility. We'll stop the video here, but it shows him getting behind a woman who was asleep and lowering his pants. Court records say another woman said aloud, "Hey, get off her," to which video shows Avery shushing the woman, the noise alerting an officer who called for backup. The entire incident lasting about a minute and a half. When questioned later, Avery told investigators he crawled like a, quote, spider, drawn to the woman's physical appearance. But how did he go undetected? We asked MCSO about the incident, and they told ABC.
Do you agree that that's crazier than the Cucumber story? Press 1 if you agree that that's crazier than Cucumber guy. This is yo. You talk about gratification deferment. You talk about fucking impulse control.
Oh, the cucumber shit was insane, bro.
Yo, this guy assaulted 2 women, sexually assaulted 2 women, got caught, got out the same day, the next day, whatever. Assaulted 3 more women, got caught. While in the detention center, he crawls underneath the desk and goes and helps some woman who's sleeping on the floor on the female side.
It's diabolical.
That's like horny as hell.
Yo. He said he crawled like a spider.
Anansi the Sun Man.
Yo, my man, yo, this is in
Security cameras show Avery dropping to the ground and beginning to crawl, undetected by
It
detention
goes
officers.
to show you that when there's something that they want, because you talk about Sunman drive, lack of ambition, lack of drive, lack of follow through. When there's something they want,
Officers over to the female side of the facility. We'll stop the video here, but it shows him getting behind a woman's appearance. But how did he go undetected? We asked MCSO about the incident, and they told ABC 15 in part, quote, detention officers' eyes cannot be everywhere all of the time. And they say once seen, detention officers responded immediately and removed the inmate to an enclosed cell. They also say the facility employs a direct supervision model used nationwide, allowing for, quote, efficiency, safety, and dignity for all involved. Once in that enclosed cell, Avery telling investigators his intention was to rape the victim.
Yeah.
MCSO says the intake, transfer, and release facility, quote, has been in operation for over 4 years, and this is the first incident of its kind. MCSO will continue looking for research-backed ways to improve and accomplish that mission. And that inmate now facing an additional sexual assault charge on top of those kidnapping and aggravated assault charges he had already been detained for. In Phoenix, Fort Hatchet, ABC 15, Arizona.
All right. That nigga need to be neutered.
An update tonight on the...
So let me read these super chats. Salute to Velocity. He said, yo, Ock, the problem is the media never going to shift right. They're always going to push far left agenda. Yeah, salute to you, man. Yeah, great job. Salute to my man Savrix, man. He said, people underestimate the power of groupthink. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have, man. I think people know, especially blacks, we think as a group. If something happened to one of us, we act like it happened to all of us. That's what happens with BLM. Some Sunman resist arrest and get shot, and the first thing we saying is, we always gotta, this always happening to us, and da da da.
Bees can't breathe.
Yeah, y'all don't, and that's y'all problem. Y'all are individuals, gliders.
An update tonight on the arrest of a temporary election worker charged with stealing security keys from the Maricopa Elections Department.
Deputies say the theft happened last week in downtown Phoenix, and law enforcement arrested 27-year-old Walter Ringfield. So these are new images of him released today.
That nigga look like one of the whispers, man. You sure he 27? God damn, man.
Phoenix, and law enforcement arrested 27-year-old Walter Ringfield. So these are new images of him released today inside the election center. Tonight, we're hearing from the Maricopa County Sheriff and the county supervisor. Fox 10's Lauren Clark is live in studio tonight with more. Lauren.
Hey there, Mark and Christina. Investigators
Oh,
say
Lord.
that he was a temporary worker for them, assigned to the ballot tabulation center. He worked with staff with the
And listen, this is going to be going on 90 gold. This is how you find all those ballots. You know how we went to sleep and Trump had won and we woke up and they found all these ballots. If you do this at every precinct, or you do this at 5% of the precincts across the fucking country, even if you do it at 1% of the precincts across voting precincts across the country, you can come up with a lot of fucking votes, man.
logic and accuracy testing of the machines. Following his arrest, the building is reprogramming the equipment, a move that will cost an estimated $20,000.
We're going to act upon it. We're going to act strongly. We're going to get to the bottom of it. And we're going to make sure if there's someone else who decides to do something like this, we'll be on the phone with the sheriff again. We're not messing around here.
Maricopa County Supervisor Bill Gates not mincing words following the arrest of 27-year-old Walter Ringfield, the man investigators believe stole sensitive items from the election building Thursday where he worked. Gates says early Friday, staff noticed something was awry.
Beginning of each day, we do an inventory check and make sure that we have all of these black security keys. We did that on Friday morning. We found that one was missing.
That's when staff members say they started talking to workers and scanning through surveillance video. Still shots from surveillance video from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office shows a man leaning over to grab a red lanyard, putting it in his shorts.
Within hours, police arrested Ringfield in his home, finding a digital key in his bedroom. The small piece of equipment, part of a multi-layered process to turn on a tabulator machine. Gates says it was out that day for testing ahead of the July primary.
But know that this in and of itself would not be able to start a tabulation machine.
Court records show Ringfield has a previous criminal charge of theft, but participated in the felony diversion program.
We do a criminal background check. And when we did that criminal background check, we did not find this. He was on diversion.
In the meantime, Maricopa County Sheriff Russ Skinner says his office is combing through Ringfield's cell phone and laptop data. So far, he says his detectives hasn't found anything suggesting it was politically motivated or involved conspirators, but says the investigation is not over.
We're going to leave no stone unturned. We're going to make sure that we do evaluate all the evidence that was out there.
And Ringfield is currently being held in the 4th Avenue jail. He's facing charges of theft and criminal damage tampering. His next court appearance is scheduled for Thursday.
I'm glad they're at least covering something, though, because I think election fraud is obviously commonplace.
Yeah.
And again, I was told in college that it wasn't going on, so I'll tell you the quality of the education I received.
The Department of Justice is taking action after several reports show a history of misconduct from the Rankin County Sheriff's Department deputies. 12 News' Delisha Banks breaks down the facts of the DOJ's civil rights investigation. Delisha?
By the Rankin County Sheriff's Department is the subject of the recent civil rights investigation. The Department of Justice will closely observe the discriminatory actions, policing practices, and behaviors of the department and its deputies.
In 2023, 2 Black men were brutally assaulted by 5 former Rankin County deputies and a former Richland police officer. The 6, also known as the Goon Squad, pled guilty and were sentenced for the excessive force and torture of Michael Corey Jenkins and Eddie Terrell Parker. According to U.S. Assistant Attorney General Christian Clark, the Department of Justice has received other reports similar to the Goon Squad incident.
Public reports indicate that deputies allegedly plant evidence, coerce confessions, and have tried to hide evidence of their wrongdoing, particularly of the violence they have visited on the people of Rankin County. Allegations like these have persisted for years, which suggest widespread Sheriff's Department failures to adequately train and supervise deputies, uncover wrongdoing when it occurs, and hold deputies accountable for violations of law or policy.
That one lady, what was that, Tampa? The fake sign language therapist. I mean, remember that black lady what was her name? I forgot her name, but she faked doing sign language at like this big press conference. And I just don't trust it. Whenever I see a sister doing sign language, I always think about that, man.
She was just up there fucking around.
Yeah, she ruined it for me, man. That's fucked up, though, man.
Supervise deputies, uncover wrongdoing when it occurs, and hold deputies accountable for violations of law or policy.
U.S. Attorney Todd G. represents the Southern District of Mississippi. He says the state must put an end to history repeating itself.
The events in Rankin County appear to be a continuation of the violence and intimidation that for too long has defined how many African Americans experience the justice system in Mississippi.
Oh my fucking God.
How does it feel? How does it feel to be lumped in with all those black people? Buck and Nectow.
I mean, it is what it is, man. You can't really fight it.
System is black people, though. Like, they try to act like I mean, to say what he said, that was just over the top. He didn't have to say all that. That was like this goon squad. Listen, man, do you understand how many black criminals are coming through the system? To say that let's just say this, the goon squad. Let's say they did this to 100 son criminals, right, in Rankin County, right, over the years. There's probably been 100,000 sudden criminals in Rankin County alone. And then in the whole state of Mississippi, it's probably been 1 million sudden criminals. So when they make these broad statements like, this is like, if you get arrested, this is just as likely to happen to you as it's not. When there's nothing to be further than the truth. You better off getting, you more likely to get struck by lightning than to come across getting treated like this in police custody.
That for too long has defined how many African Americans experience the justice system in Mississippi. We do not have to accept the old hatreds and abuse of the past. And we do not have to accept the false claim that safety comes at the price of illegal force and abuse of power.
Attorney Malik Shabazz represented the 2 goon squad victims. Shabazz says, quote, on behalf of Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker and innumerable victims of Rankin County's long and extremely violent legacy of departmental abuse under Sheriff Brian Bailey, we applaud the DOJ Civil Rights Division today, end quote. Representatives of the Department of Justice began speaking with the residents of Rankin County who have fallen victim of injustice.
We need citizens to come out and actually speak out about what has happened to them. We've had a good amount of people who have done this in the last year and a half, but certainly there are more. And the Justice Department wishes to speak with them. And certainly I, as an attorney, am happy to speak with them also.
DOJ says a public report of their conclusions will be published once the investigation is completed.
The Rankin County Sheriff's Office released a statement saying, quote, we will fully cooperate with all aspects of this investigation while also welcoming the DOJ's input into our updated policies and practices, end quote.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Troy, as of today, 4 of the 6 involved in those torture crimes have been sentenced, including Updike, the person who turned over the text messages from the Goon Squad group chat, along with Dedman, who was identified in court today as the ringleader. 4th former Rankin County deputy who pleaded guilty to torturing Eddie Parker and Michael Jenkins was sentenced to 40 years in prison Wednesday as accounts of the horrific brutality of Goon Squad deputies afflicted the federal courtroom.
Let this be a strict warning to all rogue police officers.
They went and won in their butts, man.
They had them Sunmen pooping on some white meat.
On steel, like on an object. They went in his butt with an object and they shot one of them in the mouth. It was like these dudes was drug dealers, right? But they was being, this goon squad was like the Scorpion unit in Memphis, but like unofficial. These dudes are unofficial. They made their own Scorpion unit instead of like the city sanctioning it.
In the United States of America, that you will not get light sentences, that you will not be let off easy.
U.S. District Court Judge Tom Lee imposed the harshest sentence so far on ex-deputy Christian Dedman, saying he committed the most shocking, brutal, and cruel acts imaginable. Details of the nightmare beatings, torture, and sexual assaults back in January of 2023 unfolded for a second day as the victims came face to face with their abusers. For the first time this week, Eddie Parker spoke before the judge, giving his impact statement at Dedman's hearing.
Christian Dedman, who Eddie described as the devil, and to see the devil get his due on this day, we just have to say all glory to God.
Despite his relatively young age, Dedman, while on stand, claimed that he was only able to rise to this position because he participated in this behavior, saying it was encouraged by management.
The only way that Mr. Dedman was promoted, the only way that he was able to become an investigator at the age of 28 and have authority over other people, was because he bought into the culture of violence.
Dedman was also sentenced in the same proceeding of a crime related to a separate incident in December of 2022. Updike, the third former deputy, received a 17-year prison term Wednesday. At his sentencing, Updike's attorney pointed to Dedman as the, quote, guy who had this demented sexual perversion. Two other deputies, Elward and Middleton, learned their fates on Tuesday. Elward, who shot Jenkins in the mouth, was sentenced to 20 years. Middleton was sentenced to 17 and a half.
Yo, they came off easy. They got a good 17 and 20 for like taking criminals to like a house and shit. Like not taking they ain't taking them to the station. They took them to his whole house. They basically, you remember that scene in Pulp Fiction?
I watch movies like that.
Oh man, I know somebody know that scene in Pulp Fiction.
All right, Jimmy.
Marcellus Wallace scene in Pulp Fiction. The last scene. The Gimp. They was on that type of shit. Yeah. Whew.
In the mouth was sentenced to 20 years. Middleton was sentenced to 17 and a half.
I've lived in Mississippi 68 years, and I've never seen justice like this.
Melvin Jenkins, the father of one victim, thanked Judge Lee, saying that the sentence was unheard of in the state. The final two defendants, Hartfield and McAlpin, are set to be sentenced Thursday. In addition to their federal charges, the 6 defendants also face state charges for which they await sentencing.
Wow.
Now, we have reached out to Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey following those statements that were made about management today in court. He says that he plans to release a statement sometime tomorrow. Live in Jackson, Madeline Nolan, 16 WAPT News.
You think that some man let them cops make him poop on that whatever they made him poop on because he knew he was going to get a check?
Hell no. I'm surprised the son man even fucking told anybody about that. I'm surprised son man allowed. He must have had a good lawyer that was like, convincing. Come on, man, you gotta tell me everything that happened, man. Shit, son man, I know they ain't copping to that shit. They taking that shit to the grave, man.
Yo, you know it's crazy. I done listened to niggas on live talking about some. You know how you'll be arguing with niggas about the cops. Like, you know, the cops supposed to be this huge ass fucking problem with niggas. Yeah. And when you say, yo, they don't have to be a problem if you just comply. And then a son man will always take it to like this weird ass place where it's like, so if the cops tell you to pull your pants down and then shove a plunger in your ass, you just gonna let them do it. It's like, what? How the fuck you go from complying with the officer to give him your license and all that to getting a plunger in your ass?
Right.
They just make it gay.
Yeah, they just, and you know, as a son man, being gay is like worse than being like a rapist and shit. So the son man gonna be like, oh man, fuck that. They gonna have to kill me.
There's a lot of things that are worse than being a rapist, I'm sure, in the son community.
Yeah, being a snitch.
Yeah, definitely being.
That was number one for me too.
Being a snitch.
Not crashing out over your mom.
Yeah, going to the club and shit, and everybody fighting, and you just standing off to the side. Yeah. There's a lot. There's 1,000.
If we sit here and think about it, it's definitely being a rapist is way further down the list than most people would be comfortable admitting.
Being a punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a bitch. Yeah, for sure.
Being a bitch.
Not
sure.
Smashing. Not going on a date or going out with a girl and shit and not getting the draws.
Yeah.
Having a proficiency in reading.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't even say proficiency, but like sounding good. Like
Right.
you can read, but you got like, man. So the man took a left on the street in the direction of Third Avenue and shit, and then he went northbound on Chambers Street and entered the building and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can read, but it gotta sound like you not like inspired. You ain't into it. You can't be like into it, like you know what I'm saying? Like you and like you.
They just
Can't
can't
be.
read good.
Yeah, you can't be reading all fast and like sounding pronouncing every word with like effortlessly and shit.
It gotta be like some nonchalant, like you know what I'm saying, like man, I always know how to do this shit because you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Only reason I really know how to do this shit is because you know what I'm saying. They made us go to school and shit, learn this shit in first grade and shit before I start playing hooky and shit. But
Just
you
that
know,
white people shit.
yeah.
But you can't be pronouncing 3-syllable words.
Right. It's crazy, man. It is crazy, man. Yeah.
Yo, damn, what the fuck was I about to say? Yo, so is that plunger shit like a real thing, dog? Cause these niggas was talking about getting plungers up your ass. Like, I'm like, bro, when the fuck has that ever happened? Like,
Yeah, I listen. Whenever something happens to a son, man, we all embody it, especially if a white person do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like how they're running around saying, "Stay out of Henderson County, man. They lynching us down there." You know what I'm saying? Like it's that. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit that make you think shit more prevalent. But yeah, this shit don't go on, man. This shit don't go. Most cops, they take you to the station, man. They ain't take you to no fucking abandoned fucking house and torture you. That shit is not happening like that, dog.
yeah, this some next level shit, dog. I never heard of this.
They taking your ass down to the station. If this was really rampant, the crime rate in the black community wouldn't be what it is. Okay.
Yo, niggas would
Actually
legit
taking
be
it.
scared, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
That would be some scary. If you knew it was like squads like this, and they were like somewhat common, not like super common, but nigga, I'd be scared to do crime, dog. You never know. You run into one of these niggas, you end up in the back of a squad car. Next thing you know, that nigga showing you the goddamn plunger. Like,
Yeah.
nigga,
You
you
like
know.
they took you in a squad car, ride past the police station. You like, hey, yeah, the police station right there. Hey, like, don't worry about it. We going somewhere. We going somewhere.
Yo, my heart would drop, dog. God damn. I would instantly start crying. I start bitching, dog. I'll be like, nigga, it's over, dog.
Yo, man, that shit crazy, man. Yeah, man. Salute, man. Great show, man. Same black time, same black channel. Out of here. Peace up.